Good day, good evening, good love, good light, illuminators and way showers. We just were talking, just kept talking right through the start button.
Oh my gosh.
Because that's what we do here at the Galactic Gatherings, Light Language Lounge. Thank you for all of you for joining us tonight. Me, I'm Wendy, and Alicia from Temple Beautiful. And here we are in our Languages of Lights Light Language Lounge and Oracle hangout. And today we are celebrating all kinds of things. So today is 9/18/2018. So we've got the 999 portal. And then I added a 9 because if you multiply that, that's 27, also another 9. And today's date equals 11. And everybody knows how much I love 11. Because 11's my number. So what to talk about a great portal today. So wow, Alicia and I are coming off like talk about the synchronicities and realizations. We had such a great hangout the last time, and I wanted to thank everyone for joining us the last time. We had so much fun, and a lot of the synchronicities that have happened in the last weekend for me and well, for both of us, have also had to do with like our automatic writing, because a lot of the synchronicities that I experienced this weekend, as I'm going back through all of my automatic writing for the last 3 years, I'm like sitting here like just speechless and overwhelmed with just gratitude and love and tears for all of the synchronicities, for everything I wrote 3 years ago was everything that came to pass that is today. But again, everything's now, right?
The now's now.
And now is now. And now's now. So yeah, so here we are again for an impromptu. This was not scheduled. It was an interesting day, interesting weekend. So I wanted to kind of just preempt it just a little bit to say that the whole weekend for me was just a myriad of synchronicities. And it started with a mutual friend of ours and dear channel of ours, James Charles of Human Colony. And so I was at the Saturday webinar, and my dear guide and fellow Shikani family member of the Place of Living the Light, Shell, came through once again through Jim and so I was delighted to ask the question about echo, a guide that I've been hearing literally the word echo for years now. And I've been writing and I've done videos about it, and had this, just felt like this energy, this entity, this was coming through by the name of echo. So that was really exciting when it was substantiated this weekend. And so I've been really excited because as I was going back through some of my old automatic writings, I couldn't believe the synchronicities as I was reading everything that I had written, and how absolutely, when we say everything has come to pass, but again, everything's now. So it's like I saw it then, but again, we want the process because we're humans and we want to live it and experience it. And then Alicia had a session, which I actually had forgotten you were going to have yesterday.
Yeah. Do you want me to talk a little bit about it?
Well, it's up to you. I mean, so I just, I didn't know how much you wanted to share, because part of these gatherings is about that. And I wanted to say that in addition to the light language gatherings, or light language activations and oracles readings and pulling cards for all of you, part of all of this gathering is about sharing our processes and our experiences, because this is how we relate to each other and how we realize new stuff about ourselves. So go right ahead.
Well, before we get into that, we want to say today that Wendy and I both had green on, but then the last minute we made this change. We made this change of wardrobe and necklaces and things to pink and blue.
Seriously, it was really weird because I was wearing green earlier. And I was feeling, so that was really weird.
I have a pink shirt on, but it was just crazy. So we've had like really random, crazy synchronicities that aren't really random at all. And and while Wendy got her really amazing confirmation, especially like I know exactly how she feels, because when you have journaled for that long and you think you know it and you know it, but you just need that extra confirmation because we're human. It just feels so amazing. And I had that same confirmation with my session with Jim. I had known for a long time that Michael Jackson and I were good friends, like brother-sister friends. We did a lot in Astro. We continue to, he hangs out here all the time. We have conversations. But I was also getting a new energy coming in, and I was doing a lot of automatic writing. And I was like 99.999% sure it was Ramses II coming in. And so when I had,
which I think you mentioned last week, by the way.
I did because but like you don't just say that, like, I don't know. I was nervous.
We don't just say that stuff.
So I asked to talk to both of them, and sorry, we have what do you call those? Can you hear that?
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
So I got my confirmation. Michael came. He was so excited to talk to me, like face to face.
Okay, Michael Jackson. Just clarify for anybody who didn't hang out last week.
Question. He made this joke. So remember how the first one that we did on this one woman, we didn't make it obvious, I think, that we were talking about Michael Jackson. So she thought we were talking about Archangel Michael.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Oh, like our very first hangout you and I did.
Not our very first one, the last one that we just.
The last one.
This is like a number 2.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
So Michael made this joke about, he's like, and everybody always calls my name, Michael. And he goes, and then Archangel Michael shows up. And, and I was like, did you just say that? And he goes, I did. I said, you do know that we had that question? And he goes, I do. I was like, okay, that's cool. So he was really funny, and he's always funny. We always have a really great time together, and we were just so excited to talk back and forth. He said that the channelings that I do of like the automatic writing, or the things that he tells me, he said I get about 94-95% right, something like that. And so he said he was very proud of me, and I was proud of myself. And then I was kind of shocked because I figured Ramsey was going to say, no, you're not channeling me. I don't know who you're channeling. But no, he said, of course you're channeling me. And I said, well, what about the automatic writing that I'm doing? And he said, yeah, that's me. And and so like, he was so serious. He was so serious. Like, you couldn't have two different energies from Michael to Ramses II. But like, so there was this pause in our conversation, and I look over to him, and he's got like this like kiddish smile on, and it's Jim's face, but like on his face. And so like I knew that he wasn't lying, like all that stuff about, you remember me telling you about he called me a blooming flower in something.
Yes, and you're like,
and I said, I am not writing a blooming flower.
I'm not writing that.
And he goes, you will write it. So I wrote it, and then the next day I got the picture of my higher self, which was a blooming, like her dress was like a blooming flower. And he's like, see, I told you. So no, so that was just really great confirmation for me. I need that. I need that as a human to further my growth, to make it feel like it's okay for me to be myself. And to have those outside confirmations are so
we all are
so precious.
I mean, all of us. And look how excited I was. But you know what? But the moral of the story here, children, is we already knew. We already knew. There was, I have to say, honestly, without a shadow of a doubt, in our heart of hearts, she and I both knew exactly who was there. And, I want to say too, even this morning, I did a video, and one of the viewers said, just before you said, Mother Mary is here, she said, I could feel Jesus right there with me. This is the stuff, you guys, that you can't make up. That's why we have these gatherings, because it's to verify, validate, for you to actually realize that you are receiving information. So one of the things that I love to do, if you, so welcome, if this is your first time. Hi, I'm Wendy Wolfe. I'm a late language linguist. I don't like to label myself, so I have a really hard time with this. But I started speaking languages, light languages, several years ago. and have been channeling and receiving information, and love the intuitive oracle information that comes through with the oracle cards, and just everything that every single thing that I felt when I very first started waking up and opening to all this and writing journal after journal and writing my experiences. The delight of the true delight of this whole ride has been the validations and the verifications and the how that changes us. But what I will say with all of that is, had we had the same validations, say a year or 2 or 3 ago, would we have had the same experience? No, we wouldn't have, because we needed to. It's almost like our guides. And again, I will say, our guides do not give us the information or the answer. They guide us to it so that we can receive it ourselves and crunch it and munch it in our own way and alchemize it and apply it in our lives the way it means to each of us uniquely. And that's kind of what the light languages do too, because you know, she and I can speak them together. And I always feel funny when we don't even know. We get so excited about starting, we don't even start with the, the chimes,
blessings and
the chimes and the blessings. And then we're just like, we just get right into it. We're just like, what the? So we're sharing all of our synchronicities before we even went on the air, trying to, just really sink our teeth into the fact that we can't really, it's like we believe it because we've believed it all along and known in our hearts all along. But when you get that validation, but the point is, again, did we really need it? We already knew.
It's nice to have it, but we did know. We did know. And that's what the 999 is about too. If you look at the angel number 999.
Oh yeah, read that, what you were reading earlier.
It talks, I'm going to go off memory now because I don't
Good girl.
It talks about realizing and accepting the oh boy, here we go. Realizing and accepting the information that comes to you from your guides and your angels, and knowing that it is your truth in your truth.
Exactly. So very good.
Use it to guide you and have faith and trust. And that's how synchronistic is that. That's what Wendy and I were talking about even before we realized that was what the 999 was talking about.
Oh, and that was the other thing. So I did a video this morning. Anyway, I won't get into that. But anyway, I did a video this morning, which turned into 2. Yeah, Will and I need to talk. We need to talk tech, Will. Yeah. We need to talk tech. So anyway, but I realized that today, number 9, the Syrian sacred circuit number for number 9 is receive. And so how absolutely beautiful and synchronistic that was for today, that's what this was about. Us receiving information and yet getting the validations, but knowing all along, our heart of true hearts knew all along that our guides were giving us the information and that we were realizing that. And number 11, sacred circuit equals realize. And isn't that kind of how we feel when we realize something? Yeah. We're like, yes, we're like, yeah.
Will wrote in the chat, he wrote real-eyes.
Exactly. And that's what I actually made.
Will. Way to go.
Real capital letters when I posted the event, info, I put real eyes, because we're making real that which we have dreamed. We really are. Bashar said that a long time ago that I wrote in my journal. He said, your life really is a dream coming true. But we don't see that, or when it's not materializing the way we want, when we want, how we want, because we have expectations. Oh my God, expectations was a huge challenge for me yesterday. That whole expectations thing about taking it no further without expectation. And that means everything, taking everything we do to the highest place we can take it, taking your excitement as far as you can take it, moment by moment, until you can take it no further. And I realized in how many ways in my own life, I'm not taking my highest joy as far as I can possibly take it. And that I have, and a lot of times it's because of expectations. Well, what's going to happen if I do that? Well, what'll happen if, what will somebody else think? What will my family think? What will these people think? What will the public think? And then we think ourselves right out of it, you know?
And
so
Ramsey and I had that same, actually, he was more talking to me. Like, there wasn't much conversation going back and forth. He was just telling me all about that I need to start kind of I am stepping into myself, but I need to stop thinking about like the expectations of, you know, where does this lead here and where does that lead there, and just do what makes me happy. You know,
well, the human mind is designed to have, it wants to do something and it wants a result. It wants to do something and it wants a result. And we're so always focused on the dang result that we're not focused on the now, the process, we miss the gifts. We miss the synchronicities. We miss the symbols. We miss it. And
I feel like that's where that overzealous comment.
Oh yeah. So what did he? Oh yeah, you didn't tell us about that. So what did he?
Okay. For those of you who, like, if you've ever went into a channeling or got a reading, you expect to hear like good things, right? You expect to hear like, oh, like you're doing a really good job, or like sometimes, you know, your team is like,
that wasn't a bad thing, no.
Well, it's not. But let me just
all about your perception.
But that's my perception. So sometimes like your team, like you can hear your team and they're like, oh, so like you kind of screwed up there. At least my team tells me that. And so here I'm thinking that, like, you know, we're off to a good start. We're talking like Ramsey's a little stiff. Like he's like large and in charge. The energy was really almost not overwhelming, but just very powerful. And so he was telling me on a few things that I need to work on, like on my human self. And he said that it's okay for me to know them now because I will understand them. And that's exactly the things that we were talking about. And then the overzealous word came up, and I didn't really think about it until after. I think it's because I get really excited.
Well, I will share with you, my delightful little friend, that you are not the only person who's ever been called overzealous.
Well, it's okay. Like, I'm okay with that because I need to know, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not one of those people like don't tell me the bad things about me, because I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress constantly. So I'm cool.
I call it passion.
But I am going to say the word a lot, and I'm going to talk about it a lot because that is my way of working through it.
I call it passionate.
I like that so much better. I like that so much better.
Oh, yeah.
If that word was chosen instead, I'd be like, yes, I am. I'm very passionate.
Oh, yes, I am. I'm very passionate. Oh, see, there it goes. All of a sudden it's starting. I'm like, uh-oh.
I was going to respond to you. So.
Trisha, hey, baby.
Sean's here?
There's Trisha and Will. I just want to say hi to everybody out there in YouTube land.
Oh, Will said that his BOD today was all about receiving abundance also.
Oh my God, that's right.
Synchronicities.
I mean, seriously, are we? So I have to say happy birthday, of course, to anybody whose birthdays today is 9/18/18. Because how cool is that your birthday is 9/18? It happens to be my beloved canine companion Ranger's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Ranger!
I love him so much. Oh, so yeah, today was all about, you know, how can I make his day all amazing in his little doggy land. So yeah, it was a good day. But yeah, so how spectacular is that? And I just want to throw that out there too, to, you know, the animal collective and our connection to the animal collective and the plant collective and Gaia and all of the inhabitants. We're all connected to everything, and everything is synchronicities, and everything is messages. And anybody that watches my videos knows how I feel about that. And all of the animal totems lately have been so strong with me. And my telepathy with Ranger is stronger than it's ever been. I swear to you guys, I can hear him from across the room. Like, I'm hungry, or I'm hot, and it's so, and you're like, you know, you're just You like, did you just say something to me? And you have a cat, you know what it's like, that connection. And so I just wanted to bring that up because one of the realizations is when we're out in nature and we're realizing that, like I tell you guys, when I was out there listening to the crow this morning, and it was as if they wouldn't shut up until I was paying attention to them to say, okay, are you listening to me now? So, and I had a butterfly, swear to God, you guys, sit on my finger yesterday for at least 5 minutes until I was like, okay, well, I started to move around. I'm like, okay, but stuff like that. And that thing sat there and just kept touching me with its little leg. Oh. And I was like having this like really intimate, like conversation kind of, but completely telepathic. Yeah. And so when you tap into that, it was as if it was connecting with me with its little, just saying, I'm here. We're here. It's like, and you can, it can be anybody, and so it can be our guides, it can be, but that's how the messages come sometimes. And sometimes it's really subtle, and so and all of us hear it different ways. And sometimes you hear it one way, sometimes you can hear it another. You can see it or smell it, or you might hear a word, or you might just get a vision, I happen to get a little bit of all of them. It depends on what's happening, and who it is, who's knocking.
And Takur actually confirmed that for me also, because we're thinking about getting another little kitty, so Kira can have a little buddy. And when I had asked her, I had heard, I thought I heard her voice saying, yeah, as long as I like it, and like I'm still the #1 cat around here. And so I asked Takur about it, and Takur said, well, she said, that anyone who has cats that we talk to, I like to get acquainted with a cat. So your cat and I have had a lot of conversations, she said. And I said, oh, that's great. I said, so is she okay with us like getting another cat, or is she like a 1-cat family? And Takur said, no, she's okay with it as long as she likes it and she's still the #1 cat. And I was like, whoa, so I am communicating with my cat. And now, that just gave me the confidence to continue.
See? So this is the whole thing is, and we really can, nothing is disconnected from us. It's just, we're so dang powerful that we have the ability and opportunity and the grace to really experience anything we want. And I was laughing because, of course, Alicia and I laugh a lot, but we were laughing before we went on air too, because she was telling me about her story, and I was saying how I had a very challenging day yesterday and how I even said to my guides, and I'm in tears and I'm just feeling like a horrible, horrible person. I'm thinking, I'm just being such a bad human. I was such a bad representation of being human today. I'm like, that was so bad. I'm like, that's not me. I'm just like,
and I was so right there with you yesterday. I
know. And then, oh, you know what else I did? I just thought of it. My mom said the same thing. And so did my sister. Oh God, my poor sister. So, so it was like, I just, you just gotta, and so I'm thinking to myself, gosh, it's all of us, and then even my mom, it wasn't yesterday, but a little while ago, she sent to me, she says, one day she says, what's a solar storm? So yesterday I'm thinking, the sun. Yeah. What's going on? I'm like, all right, what's happening here? I'm like, I feel like supercharged and yet like super tired and like super weird and cranky and odd. But then I felt, and then today I was all like emotional and like, and all happy and like, and you know what I mean? I'm like, what the hell?
I was too, because I was playing the piano, and that's when I was like, oh, we need to do a session together tonight. But so when I was playing the piano, I was kind of down, and I was thinking about this, and there's like certain songs that I play when I'm in that vibration, right? And so I'm playing this song, and all of a sudden out of the corner, like the peripheral vision of my eye, I see Michael like making all these funny faces at me. And I started laughing, and I was like, knock it off. And he goes, you don't need to play this. Like, it's a happy day. Be happy. And I was like, let me play it. Leave me alone. I want to play this. He's like, no. He's like, play something happier. So then,
okay, go ahead.
That I stopped, and I was like, I need to go message Wendy.
So you sent me the message, and then it wasn't until after I saw your light language blessing video this morning that it even dawned on me there was 999. I'm like, and I had already done a video and posted it. Didn't even think about 999. I'm like,
but I had no idea about the 11.
But I knew about the 11, and I'm just
together we make a whole.
I swear, together we needed to make each other a whole today, because I'm like, I was like so fractaled up. I'm like, so it was really weird, the whole synchronicity. And she's like, yeah, do you want to? And I said, well, I was thinking about doing an oracle like video today, reading for the 999 energy after I saw your video and the 11 and the 9 thing. And I thought, oh, okay, you know, and then I said, okay, well, then when you sent me the message about, and I said, well, let's just do it live then. And so it was really weird how that whole thing transpired.
But it was meant to be, though.
And yes, it was so meant to be. So that was really,
Wendy, it was prophecy. It was meant to be.
There we go. It was
which I find really funny, because it's got the little Egyptian piece. And like lately I've been not so much in like the Egyptian realms, you know, but like in these past couple days now, it's like I'm flooding in them again, and I can't control that.
I've been connecting to, that was another real reason I was feeling kind of really discombobulated too, because I've been actually literally feeling myself going through jumping through these timelines. And as soon as I ask, it's like, now I'm asking, all right, I want to jump to a reality, a different parallel reality in which this exists, or this version of me exists, or because now I know it's possible. And now I know without a shadow of a doubt it's happening. And, you know, it's really weird. My dreams have been so weird because, of course, our dreams are our actual multidimensionality. And I keep forgetting too. Someone told me, they sent me a message this week, and I don't want to give away their name or nothing, but they were telling me about that I was in a dream with them. I've had multiple people telling me that I was in their dreams recently. And one of them was, she was pregnant. Now for the last 3 days, I kept feeling like I was pregnant. And then she sends me that message, and I'm like, okay. So, and really a lot lately, many of us have been together. I know we've been teaching and learning and doing stuff. And look what the card that flipped over. Now this is the native spirit deck, the animal spirits, but that's what Dream Traveler is what flipped over.
And here's the assurance for the Dream Traveler.
So there we go. Assurance that is exactly what's been happening with us lately. I see so many of us. I have these weird dreams too, like we're all in houses, like they're different houses, but they're houses. And maybe they're not really houses, but that's my consciousness turning it into something I can accept, maybe.
Yep.
And
I had
so
a conversation with somebody.
Maybe it's ships, maybe it's but we're together, and it's like we're in comfortable, but there's so many of us together, and it's like we're just hanging out, and we're hanging out on couches, and then we get ready to go do something, or then we'll be teaching, or it's like it's almost like they're bleeding in. The dreams are bleeding into the daytime, where I'm really starting to feel like I'm receiving that information. And now when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, okay, where, I've always tried to do this anyway, but where was I? What was I doing? Who was I with? So before I lose it, so I can try to gather bits and pieces. But I love how when other people will tell, sometimes even strangers will tell us, oh, you were in my dream.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so validating for me too, because then I realize, wow, we really have been together,
Oh, wow. And that's another confirmation that we talked about too. So amazing. We're just confirmation, synchronicity. But yeah, there was a dream, a specific dream I had that had the Egyptian, I call them the Egyptian council, but like the gods and goddesses. And I was actually helping a friend in this dream, and he changed into Ramses. And I said, this isn't like real, right? Like I totally made this up. He's like, no, that was real. And I said, well, what is the mother's milk that like Anubis and Isis were talking about? That I had the key with the mother's milk or something like that. And he told me that it's like a sacred magical milk, or that's like a thing, that's not a really good way to describe it, that you can give to somebody else to help heal them in a specific way. So for example, what I did in that travel was that the person that I was trying to help, I gave them back a piece of themselves for their immune system because they needed it. And so that was in that aspect, the mother's.
That makes a lot of sense. Wow. And so two hits I got on that was, okay, so when you said with the milk and giving them a piece of what they need or in that moment. So I got the flash of something that you brought up last week about, the oils and putting the oils and making the intentions with the light languages and putting the healing in the oil. Yeah. And so I was actually seeing that milk as also equating to the oil that you were talking about. And the other thing is that, and this is completely a different subject, but it has to do with the mother's milk, because there's people out there that ask these questions and we talk about it behind closed doors, but we don't always talk about this openly because it's kind of strange and weird and very ET-ish. But, we have to understand something, you guys. And, we are part of a hybridization program, and there's hybrid children that carry our DNA, and they are growing and learning, and we are connected to them. And light languages helps us connect to them, and it helps prepare them for life here, and it helps prepare us to raise our frequency to become in contact with them telepathically, physically, and so forth. And more over the last 5 years, multiple times, myself included, and other people included, literally feel as if I know I am going there and nursing because they need a piece of our milk because they have human DNA. They need a part of us. And so even though it's our light body and they're like, how do we do that? Are we going physically? No, not really. It gets complicated, and that's not what this conversation is about, but it's complicated and it's complex, but it happens, and I feel it physically. And this is what's so weird about it. And so I just wanted to put that out there because that has been discussed before, and it's real. And just like that person, and I want to say Trisha too, she said, yeah, oh my God, about her too in the houses. So now I know for sure that we really are like gathering and in our, in this dream state, and we are doing this. We're interacting with our children. And the thing is, we also have to lose the idea of my child. Not quite always the way it is, guys. It's not. I mean, Alicia and I say it out loud because perhaps that's already the case, but we can share DNA with a child as well as many of you. All of us can combine, and all of us actively share. This child shares our human DNA. I mean,
like a lot of people think this is a relatively new thing, but that's how humans were created. A whole bunch of various groups got together to share their DNA. And
yes, and I want to say
this isn't like a new
I love that you and I've talked about this many times. And
humans?
Yeah, and I just watched, you guys, Bashar Communications, bashar.org. Go to the store, their little shop there, and I downloaded the 5 hybrid races. Oh my God. It explains so much about all of this, all of us, the beginnings, who we are, where we are. Bashar's race is the 3rd hybrid race. So and who's going to come when and why. And it was very interesting. And so I can't say any more than that. But so, I mean, I just can't anyway, because it's, you know, it's not my material. And so, but the point is that it really gave me a much clearer and understanding about all of that and the children and how this is all happening. And so, but I thought of you right away, Alicia, as soon as I watched it, because you and we've had this conversation so many times about the beginning and all of that. And so it was very clarifying on a different level. But yet it still makes us understand that we are here to just the experiences that we are capable of here and the things that we're remembering now, ET or otherwise, you know, are pretty spectacular. And so yeah, I just I don't know what else I wanted to do some light language blessing stuff too, and I wanted to read.
Can I go back to the mother's milk thing real quick?
Yeah, let's go back to that a little bit too.
You were spot on, because in that astral experience, Isis, so Isis this was like a bathtub area, right? And I was like peeling chunks of cracked skin off because I didn't know it was more like a puzzle piece. I didn't know what was going on. But so then Isis appeared at the bathtub, and then right behind her was Ma'at. And Ma'at had her hand on Isis's shoulder, and Isis hands me this pot of salve or pot of something. And so I took it and I started spreading it all over. And as I did that, and I know for sure it was honey and gold and myrrh and frankincense, but I don't know what else was in there. But those ones I know for sure. And as I spread it on there, this person started to glow. And the pieces then that were falling off was like he went through the Osiris myth and kept changing as the ointment, the mother's milk was being added. So you were totally wow. Spot on with that. And we had a really interesting talk about that and having golden products, and that once I kind of combine my thoughts on that, we can have another gathering and talk about golden products and why the ancients used that and all kinds of stuff. So, you know,
that's weird that you said that too, because I've been getting the guidance really strong lately to find a pure source of Ormus. So you and I've talked about this, and I'm telling you, it's getting weirder and stronger. But they've been telling me now. I bought a bottle two years ago, I think it was, and I'm out now. And it's like I don't know why, but then there was something that Bashar said many years ago in one of his events. I don't remember when or what, and he was talking about gold. And once we discover the true power of gold, that we can clear our atmosphere, we can clear our environment, we will be able to tap into things we never so really weird.
That's pretty much what they said. They pretty much said that, you know, we're going to give you guys some information, but pretty much like the humans on the planet have no idea what gold's capable of.
Exactly.
I was like, I'm all ears, you know, tell me.
And so really weird because, so anybody, you know, I might get flooded with information, but seriously though, I've been looking for a cure, a pure. Now I know Krista Reza makes it too. I don't know if they still do, but they were making Ormus too. So I was looking for like a really good pure source of Ormus, because you got to know what you're doing.
Exactly.
It is not anything to play with. And so the other thing too is that I was reminded about Organite, which is, the alchemization, and you guys can look it up, but it's literally a guy who created this by the layering, and there's always copper in there, and you guys probably can't see it, but there's a teeny little like leaf. So there's usually like copper and or gold. There's usually some sort of elements, stone and plant materials. And so it's a very specific layering, and you can put them in all different shapes. People make them all different things. They're really cool. Like I want to make like all kinds of things. I want to start making them. I do.
That's really cool.
This is like, because I want to set up my lab, and I really want to start making that stuff and selling that stuff and putting light languages in there and all kinds of stuff. So
I love it.
I know I've been thinking about it, and symbols, and because I mean, I barely have even tapped into the surface of all of the symbols and scripts and stuff that need to get out there, because that's how I started, was with these, the symbols and things, and started getting activated. And so been really feeling that serious portal energy like we talked about before. And isn't it funny too? Oh, and I wanted to mention, isn't it funny too, you guys, how many numerical and planetary alignments and just have been this year? And this month of September, I don't know if you guys noticed, but every day of the week, if you add the month plus the day, it equals the day of the week for the entire month of September.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yes. So that's a whole nother weird thing in this whole year of 2018-11. And now I'm getting all that all tingly thing going into 2019, and so, which is 12, which is the trinary energy. So I get all tingly when I start thinking about it. So, in that weird, and there's my triangle. I literally have a huge triangle hanging here. It's so heavy, I can't hold it. But it's so cool. And then I got a little tiny one too. So I leave them sitting here so I can kind of jingle jangle stuff.
I like it.
And, and I can kind of touch it with my leg and stuff. So, but I got this big giant one. Oh, and I can't even get at it because it's so low. Because it's so big, I don't want to pick it up, but it makes this beautiful sound, and I always play it just for the heck of it, just to like clear the space in the room, and I play my chimes, just to do that. Did you ever find that on the piano, when you're playing the piano, that the music sort of like clears the room, like cleans the space?
Yep. And I also get that feeling of it's not really woozy. It's just, I know that I'm going into a different dimension, or into a different vibration. Cause I get kind of like,
exactly. I was having a weird experience the other day where I was meditating, and I was sitting, and I swear, and you wonder, okay, is this an illusion? Is this like actually, where it was like, I was seeing, like, okay, am I looking at parallel reality? What the hell's happening in front of me? I was just like, it was like a weird and wavy, and I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on? I'm like, okay, I said, okay, am I experiencing what I think? I mean, am I seeing like?
I've experienced that before. In fact, the last time I did it, I was standing getting water at the refrigerator, and I looked down, and my feet were not standing on the kitchen floor. They were like floating above the kitchen floor. But I have done that in the past, where like you kind of see things and they kind of like.
Oh, I was just levitating. I was just levitating.
I feel like I'm on the kitchen floor, but apparently I'm not. I don't know.
And I do. I know many of us have had that feeling where you're in such a deep meditation, and all of a sudden you literally feel like you've literally left your body. Like you don't feel you anymore. Your consciousness is you, but that body's not you. That's not part of your awareness in that moment. So it is, and and all these things that we learned and that we heard that were going to transpire, it's like, now that we're actually experiencing it. But I think it probably would have freaked us out a lot more, back then. When I say back then, back then is different for everybody, and back then is also an illusion. So so there's that.
Yeah, it's funny how like the now's now. So like it couldn't happen before now because you weren't really ready, but that there is no such thing as time. So like the now's now, but it's happening in the now that didn't happen back then.
And you have to tell everybody where you get the now's now.
Oh, so I just think of him like squirming in his seat. He's like, I'm really sorry. It's really hard to sit still. So Michael and I were talking, and he kept saying, we were going over like the various astral experiences that we had. And he kept saying, the now is now. Well, you realize the now is now. Well, yeah, we did that because the now is now.
The now is now.
And I'm like,
the now is now.
I'm like, Mike, is the now is now? And he goes, the now is now. And he's like, this is why I didn't contact you when I was in body, because I would have never gotten any work done. We would have had something done. And I'm just like, I'm laughing so hard, and I'm thinking, dang. And I said, well, because I swear to God, I talked to you in a chat room when like chat rooms were a new thing. And you sent me this email, but it didn't have a return thing. And he's like, well, I couldn't do that. I can't have my, and I said, I know, but it's me. He goes, it wouldn't work because I wouldn't get any work done. I was like, okay.
Ascending to 5D, Gracie. Hey, you guys. I just wanted to say hi to you guys.
So the now's now, everybody. The now's now.
The now's now. That came from Michael Jackson. So straight.
Jackson.
So it was really funny too because I'm chatting with Alicia today and we're going back and forth and deciding what, you know, and blah, blah, blah. So all of a sudden I hear in my head, oh my God. And funny, you used this word just a few minutes ago. What did you say? What did you say when you said, I've got all my rocks here, right? You said, so what did I hear today? I'm talking to you and all of a sudden I hear Michael in my head go, I want to rock with you all night. And I told her, I said, I got to go. I'm going to play that song.
And what did I say? We can rock together, Wendy.
I did. I cranked it and I was like, I was dancing in my yoga clothes. I'm like, yeah, baby.
This is just you and I being passionate. That's all.
We're just being overzealous.
Now, if Michael would have said that anyway, he probably would have said passionate. But he told me, he goes, I wouldn't lie to you. He goes, if I tell you something, it's the truth.
It's the truth. I know he really does. You know, he's so sweet too because he will come to me and. You know, the weirdest part of, and I know this sounds crazy, you guys. I know how crazy this sounds, but I swear to you, every time I'm like, got a thing, you know, I get in the truck and all of a sudden, what do I hear? Michael Jackson. I'm like,
yep.
You know, and I just know he's there just saying to me, it's okay. And, you know, there are those times so when I say I'm being a bad human, it means I'm being like completely ungrateful. And I'm like, okay, this sucks and and I just like, you know, you guys you think this is so easy? Dying is easier. You know, I'm just like, so, you know, that's what I mean by being a bad human, you know, just being completely just, you know, everything the antithesis of everything I say in my video.
You're so funny because like when you talk about these things, I'm like, oh, Wendy, I'm so there. Like I've had those rants and I just do it out loud and I'm like, you think it's so easy down here?
So, you know, but so yeah, they remind us that, you know,
hey Heather,
guys, getting to be human. Heather, I love you guys so much. You guys make me so happy. It just makes us realize, though, it makes us remember that as amazing as all these beings were, whether it's Michael Jackson, Archangel Michael, whether it's Ascended Masters, whether it's just somebody, one of our fractals who's living any other kind of mundane life, that the human experience is so unique and so magnificent and so beautiful. And when you are able to connect and receive this information, which we all do all the time, it's not that you can't, it's that you're not remembering or you're not aware that you can't or you believe that you can't. Of course you can. That we all are made that way. That's how we're made, to receive. We are receivers and transmitters, you know? And so, but you realize the human experience is so brief and delicate and unique, and you can experience anything in that astral plane, but you can't experience the way you experience it here. And to be able to have these kinds of conversations and get excited about this stuff, and you know, there you got the ethereal and celestial and galactic cheering sections going, God, you guys, yes, you know, you're finally getting closer. God, you know, I'm going to mail you this dang you know, never mind. I'm like, I need a dress and my sewing machine is in my closet. I'm like, if I don't fix this dress, I'm like,
we could have galactic sewing hangouts where all we do is sew and like talk language.
Sew and speak languages. And so, but anyway, so I don't want to keep going on all this, but I just wanted to throw that out there because, you know, this really is a really magnificent experience that we're able to have together, and we all want to be there. We all want to be out there. We all want to know more. We all want to be doing this. We all want to be doing something we're not, including me. You know, well, why can't I do this? Why can't I do it that way? Well, how come I'm not doing this? Well, how come I'm not you know, it's like,
oh. So to add to that, this is good. This brings it around. So to add to that, like we think that like the entities or the spirits or the galactics that we're talking to that are interacting with us, that they get to do all kinds of cool stuff that we don't. But Ramsey said something to me, like he said you do realize I can't be with you all the time. And I said, I do. And he said, this time on Earth is too important. I have too many things to do. I'm constantly working for the betterment of Earth. So whether I'm with you or whether I'm with the person we were talking about, he said that, you know, basically like he may not be like in human body, but like he's still working really hard for us to help us. And working with the humans, there's a few humans that he works with. So, you know, and then Michael too, when Michael came through and, you know, Jim's eyes and everything, even Michael said, he said, I'm so happy you called me through. He's like, I'm so honored. I'm so blessed. Thank you so much. And then he goes, I can see you now. He's like, otherwise it's so blurry. He's like, but I can see what you look like. And it's so amazing. And I was thinking, oh my God, like, because for those of you who don't know, Jim has a harder time seeing. I'm not exactly sure what.
Well, he does have vision issues. I believe he's completely blind in one eye, completely, and then I think he has limited vision in his other eye.
So for the fact that to me that Michael would say that, knowing that I knew that Jim has that condition, that Michael was so happy just to be able to see out of like human eyes. I mean, that's a huge thing.
Now, you would think that they would be able to see what we look like through human eyes, but what we also don't understand, you guys, is we're light. We look like light.
Yeah, exactly.
When you go to like she said, how many times has Esther Hicks Abraham said that you guys to us in the audience are just blobs of light.
Yep. And like, not like he talked for a minute, but like, he talked for numerous seconds just about how amazing that was that he could see. And then he's like, because that's when he mentioned that the Beethoven statue.
Oh, and that's right. Remember, did we talk about that statue last time? Because I said how it was creeping me out. So Michael Jackson tells her that the Beethoven statue in her is creeping him out.
Creeps him out. He doesn't like the fact that every time he comes in here, regardless of how much he can or cannot see, he knows the statue is frowning, and he doesn't like it when Beethoven frowns, that he wants Beethoven to smile. So I said, do you hang out with Beethoven? And the way he said it was like, when he's here, he hangs out with Beethoven. It's kind of how I understood it. Now, whether or not that's correct, I don't know. But he said, yes, he said, I make him laugh and he smiles all the time now. He goes, hee hee. I was like, that's really funny, Michael. Like, that's hilarious. And then he told me, he randomly started singing. Like he was moving around. He was like singing through Jim. And then he stopped and he goes, yeah, he goes, I can't bring my voice through this. He goes, yeah, I can't bring my voice through this one. And then we both started laughing really hard. So like it was just a really joyous,
which is funny though, because Jim was actually kind of channeling John Lennon, and he also used to sing in a band.
Yeah.
And isn't that interesting?
So wow. I mean, it was just a really, really happy occasion. But you talking about that, about the human and the eyes, just totally brought it.
Interesting though that he was actually able to see you through his eyes, because then I wonder if that's not always the case.
Yeah, if we are just like,
maybe depending on the energy and the entity, or I don't know. You know, that's a very good question.
Sure. I should ask him.
Well, and the answer is yes, because everything's everything's different frequencies, and so yeah.
And maybe it's the thing where like they can see us, but we have so much light around us, depending on like how much what we're doing or what we're vibrating on, that it's hard to really see a good solid picture, because it is all energy and is all vibration.
Yes, so, exactly.
Kind of like those waves that you were seeing when you were like, what am I looking at? That's probably exactly what it
sometimes it's kind of like, you know how you guys see, you know how like when you look at the heat off of like a hot road, you know, and it's kind of wavy and like it's kind of like that.
Oh, sacred geometry music, because actually I find like I'm put in a corner. It's put it
like I'm put in a corner.
Are you talking about the statue, or am I not understanding? I'm sorry.
I wasn't sure if they were okay. I wasn't sure if we were.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that
maybe it was part of their conversation.
It could be,
or is it our
there.
conversation? We would like to know. We would like to know, though.
I'll have to ask. I'll have to ask.
Minds like to know.
I'll have to ask them.
So yeah, we should see if any of the audience has any questions for.
Yeah, we can do cards, you guys.
Like the cards, or yeah, we'll do the oracle, or we'll see if we get any channeled messages. Maybe we'll get an answer.
I was told about percentages of alien versus human. Do you guys want to hear about that?
Oh yeah.
So Takur told me yesterday that because I wanted to know, I was getting a scan for a friend, and I wanted to know what percentage of DNA was human and what percentage of DNA was alien, because I figured it probably had to be close to mine. And so she said that the percentage of alien DNA was 27%. And I said, oh, well, that's pretty low. You know, that's impressive. That means he's really human. And she said, on the contrary, normal human people have 2% of alien DNA. So 7% is a lot. Yeah, I forgot. I don't even remember what mine was, but it was. I did.
Pretty substantial.
Like illumination.
I remember when Max said that to me. Wow, you're really alien.
Yeah. So that was very interesting to me, because that's not what I would have guessed. That's not how I would have guessed it would have went. So I learned something new.
I forget. I think this one is the psychic oracle deck. And this one's got kind of some cool sacred geometry going on. So it's a Kiasa. Ooh, here, let me turn this over. Whoop. Okay, come on. Today's date equals 11. I pulled the card number 1.
What does it say? Love begins.
Love begins. Aww.
I love that. I love that.
How awesome is that?
Love begins with bliss and anticipation.
Yay!
There we go.
Love begins with bliss and anticipation. Yeah. I love that.
That's nice.
I'd like to take a moment now before we read some more cards. And I want to thank everyone who's out there, everyone who's watching. And whenever you watch this is our now together for, of course, just as like we said, Michael says so. Now's now.
Now's now.
Now's now. So thank you guys. And I want to thank all of our guides, because my guides and Alicia's guides are your guides and yours are ours, because we're all gathered in this light language lounge together. And all these messages are for all of us, no matter who's delivering it. It's the stuff that comes through me is for me too, because everything is in my creation is for me, by me. So same for all of us. So all of this is for all of us and for all of you, whenever, wherever you are, whenever you have the now to catch us. So I just wanted to thank you all and know that these light languages, these activations, these messages, symbols, if you're new to light language, they filter through us like music. They feed our soul. They sometimes we don't know what hit us. We hear it or we speak it and we don't know. We laugh, we cry, we connect, we hear stuff, we gather more information about ourselves. We realize more about ourselves. We become more self-aware. And that is our only mission here, you guys, is to become self-aware, to know who you are and to love yourself unconditionally and live and love and be abundant and happy. And sometimes it's easier said than done, right? I mean, each of us have stuff, right? And you know, in me being a bad human sometimes is me feeling like, wow, a lot of people have a lot of other like really stuff, and my stuff, it's just stuff, you know, and it really puts it all in perspective, because you realize we all choose a different path here, and some choose different and more difficult paths than others. And yet somebody could look at my life and think, oh yeah, no, you know, she's, well, let me tell you, my life has not always been the rose petals. So thank you, Ascending to 5D, for sending rose petals to us all, because yeah. So
I want to take this moment. Sacred Geometry posted a question, and I can't, not that I'm shocked that this was asked, because this was just gone over with my session, so I can answer it from Michael's perspective, I guess. They say that after seeing a falling star, I felt like I was leaving my body, and I was scared, even though I want to know what's on the other side, even if I already know. So I can tell you what Michael said about this, because I asked him. I said, you know, I don't like watching people channel you, because they always channel you so sad, and like you and I are always having fun whenever you like pop in, and everybody else is like, oh, he's working on this and he's so sad about that, and that's where he said, I would tell you the truth. I would tell you the truth, and listen to me now. He said, I am happy. I'm on the other side. It's blissful. I can look after everybody. It's wonderful. I'm happy. And he said that the people that do that channeling are they channel the emotion of feeling sorry for him into their channeling, but that he does want people to know that
well, look at his children. His children will be the first to say he was fun. He was a child with us. He was fun.
He goes, I'm really fun. I like to do fun things. Why can't people see that? And I was like, I don't know, Michael, we're having fun. Like, that's all.
I mean, they loved him because he made it fun. And yet he was, you know, he was still a dad, but he was fun.
Yeah.
And
so I don't think, I mean, you already know what's on the other side. According to Michael, it's blissful. It's wonderful. It's
and when we say the other side too, there is, it isn't just one other side. And I think that we as humans have been so conditioned to believe there's only this and there's that, when really that's not the way it is. And when we can really begin to understand that we truly are, you know, I like to use, and this is from Will. This is a gift from Will, and this is a piece of aragonite from Morocco. Funny, I just met somebody from Morocco.
What kind of rock?
Aragonite, and that's the ARAGONITE. You probably can't see that, but there you go.
Yeah.
So I like using this stone though as a representation, because this really, to me, kind of sums up like the one is the all and the all is the one kind of thing, because we're all little pieces of this, you know, one little fractal of this stone. But you know, you don't see from this perspective, you don't see what's going on over here, but we're all the same beautiful, you know, we're all a shining little piece of the same stone and the same rock. So here we are talking about rocking again. So you know, if we could just understand that there is no out there, that there, you know, everything that we are is part of us, and we're part of all that is. And so whether you feel that you're being attacked, or you have an entity or an energy, or that people have put a spell on you, spells. Oh my God, I forgot I was supposed to talk about spells.
Well, Halloween's coming up.
Oh, I just want to say, because my guides were, okay, so I hear this, you know, we hear this weird stuff in our meditations, right? And really, I should write more down than I do. But, and they were talking about words and how we have a language, but yet we are physical beings, right? So when we speak, and so you know, the as above, so below. When you say something, a thought is a thing, it becomes a thing. When you say something, it becomes a thing, which is why we have to be careful about what we say and how we talk to ourselves and what we say to the universe. You know, I don't have anything. I don't have what I want. I'm broke. You know, I don't have, you know, so, well, that's what you're going to get. What you put out is what you get back. And so the word is powerful. But think about it, you guys. When somebody says the spelling of something, how do you spell that?
I never thought about that before.
When you put two letters and words, a thought, it becomes real, right? When you see it in black and white, it becomes real. It's a thing in front of you that now when you spell a bunch of words, they become a sentence, they become a paragraph, they become a novel, they become a story. They become a physical being. If you guys read a book, how many of you have read a book that made you cry or made you laugh? It's a thing, right? It becomes its own copyrighted piece of material, and all it is a bunch of spellings, right?
Yep.
So we create from our words. We create what we say. We create what we write. And when I was going back, and you and I, it was so weird that you and I did that on automatic writing, because every single thing has been for the last all my life, but especially these last 3 to 5 years, and all of this and all of that I found, when I looked back on everything that I wrote, I couldn't believe it. How I am a shaman. I am this, I am that. I am, when I said I am, it was because my guides were telling me.
Yeah.
I was hearing it. And I'm like, how can I be these things? I've never done any of that. I've never studied any of that. And they're like, oh, but yes. Oh, but yes, you have. You are a master. You are a teacher. You don't even know who you are or what you're doing. And then when you wake up and you realize, oh my God, was I really working on volcanoes? Was I really working with the angels? Was I really working on my blueprint reality? Was I really on a ship? Was I really, going for healing? I mean, I'll sit there now in a meditation and go, God, my back is hurting me, you guys. I'm like, okay, dudes, now. Scan, please. Yes. What's going on? Yes, could use some healing. And I'd like to be wherever and however we need to do this. I'd like to pay a visit to someplace, because we got some splaining to do.
I can just picture you saying, and I'll stand up because I know that makes it easier for you.
And even Ascending to 5D says the other day in one of the comments of my videos, I would not the least bit doubt it if you said, I want a ship right now. And they come and get you. So I already do that. And you guys can do that too. All you got to do is ask. Because when I'm really feeling out of sorts, I will ask and I've said this before, I've asked to be taken on the ships. I've asked to be scanned. I've asked to be helped and healed in any way they can. I've asked my Arcturian family, okay, I would like to visit an Arcturian frequency recalibration center right now because I'm feeling really weird. And that's all I got to say. And I feel it and I allow it and I accept it. And then sometimes you'll even have little rememberings of things. I remember being in beautiful amethyst crystal caves, being with speaking of childbirth, with all of these other beings, and we're all singing and doing light languages and toning while the mother gives birth, and it's a celebration, and our frequencies match her frequencies so perfectly that she is in complete bliss and harmony through the entire childbirthing process, like laying on just stones of amethyst, and we are all just singing and bringing this birth into life with her, and she is at complete and utter bliss and peace the entire time. So we are capable, our bodies, right? We cut, we heal, we go into surgery, we heal, we get sick, we heal, but we forget we're freaking self-healing. How ET is that? I mean, that's stuff of sci-fi. Right? You see a being that heals itself. Well, maybe now we can speed up that healing. How many people now can hold their hand over it and speed up their own healing?
And not just for ourselves. I had a call for help with my grandma who fell and hurt her hip, and some, others also made that call, and our visions matched of her lying on a crystal table and them doing energy work. And so we're capable of so much. I do the same thing. I just say, this is what's going on, and this is what I need. So I'm ready. You know, and then you just
gotta let it. You just gotta let it flow. Yeah. So I just wanted to bring that up. Every time I get guided to say something, I know it's like, okay, they're telling me somebody will need this, does need this. Everything's now. So it doesn't matter when, you know.
Please clearly guide me so I can please clearly guide me so I can fully open my heart to every experience. Allow me to commit to myself, my life, and my divine purpose. I call upon you to lead me in your strength with courage and confidence. So this is from Archangel Michael.
Oh, seeing Michael.
It's so well.
Thank you, Michael. Oh, yeah. And I have this ring that I wear, and it's a little tiny lapis lazuli heart. And I got this at my very first psychic reading ever, and it was like back in the 1990s or something. And so, and it always and I got it because they told me it would help me connect to the archangels and to Archangel Michael. So very interesting that we have Michael and, you know, and talking about the Michaels today. So absolutely. Feeling lots of that angelic energy today. And I just feel like well, go ahead.
I would say the other one that was coming out a lot while I was seeing other people's cards that they were pulling today was Metron.
Oh, yes. Somebody else, we were talking just yesterday, another individual and I yesterday about Metatron. So that's really interesting that you said that. Yeah. So I wanted to offer just a really quick, also light language galactic blessing and gratitude here, you know, to thank our guides and for being with us and for, you know, the channelers out there who help us validate and confirm the stuff that we're getting and to remind us that we're not crazy and that we really are receiving stuff and that the information that we wrote down, you know, when you hear something, you can't imagine something you're not already the vibration of. It's not physically possible. You can't meet a person you're not in the vibration of. You can't see something. You can't hear a message. This is why when we're so closed up, we can't hear the messages from our guides. We can't receive. We can't receive when we're judging ourselves, when we're in a place where we are angry, where we're thinking our life is not where it should be, because anytime we judge where we are, it's because we think it's someplace, we should be someplace else doing something else. And we're not being grateful for that moment. And you're not going to get the other stuff to be grateful for until you get grateful, you know, for what you've got. And even my friend Alex said that today, and from Archangel Michael. He was channeling Archangel Michael said the same thing.
What was just happening, Wendy? The life review that you were just talking about, a life review.
What does that say? Take inventory.
Take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced.
So you can do it. That's today, 9999. Let's resolve to change and complete anything that's out of balance and take this 11 energy and realize what it is and take the next step to complete an utter change. And it begins with being grateful, just knowing that, yeah, yesterday sucked, but yesterday's an illusion. And today we've got each other. And today I remember I'm supported. Today I remember I'm wise and I'm a master and I've done this a billion times and that I know what I'm doing and that I'm telepathic and I'm sentient. I'm in tune with absolutely anything I want to be in tune with.
Yep. That was what they were talking about yesterday. They were talking about the whole confidence thing, that you need to have confidence in yourself. You believe these things, they're happening, and you know they're happening, but yet you're not as confident as you could be or as you should be.
Right. So exactly.
Raise your own confidence.
And I love that you and I have completely different cards too, so we can get lots of really, really cool messages. And
here we go. This goes with the 9 too.
claircognizance. So we were just talking about the different clairs and how you can receive things different ways. So read what it says about claircognizance.
So this is the 999. Pay attention to the thoughts and ideas that come to you because they are answered prayers.
Wow. See how perfect that is? Oh my God. So that's claircognizance. Yes.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, that is very cool. Nia sato sana kilaki. Senaskiara sana tishinaki sato sana tela itisa sasana tache. Shonokola kinki asato shana tela sito sa. Where's my magic wand?
That's awesome, Michelle.
Nisharako sana kilianda sana chesha shoshana kilaki. Hi, Michelle. Hi, everybody. I'm so glad you could join us. Nessa, I know Michelle Kidd is very, very hi, sweetie. I love her so much. She's very close to Archangel Michael. So yes, how beautiful that you would be, that you would show up right now. So thank you so much. And hi, Gracie. Thank you so much for being here too.
You know what I just thought of, Wendy? You have your triangles. We have like 17th century Tibetan Buddhism energy bell.
Neat.
For the energy, and we do it. We actually ring it quite often. Here,
yes. I love that. Sound heals, you guys. Music heals. We have all these. We have the choir of angels with us. We've got, Michael Jackson. I mean, oh my God, the angel of music. He was, as far as I'm concerned, he's the angel of music. Sorry, all y'all other music makers, including me, but yes, we're all angels of music, he said. Okay.
Yeah. That's the same thing that I just heard. So I saw him standing there like laughing, right? And then he goes, we're all angels of music.
See, are we in tune or what? Oh, here's the backs of these cards. Passion and pleasure. Savor your life. See? Yep.
That's another 999.
Dancing in the moonlight. They're dancing. She's got her tambourine going. They got the music going. They got the fire going. They got the full moon going. Rock on, baby. Passion. See what it is. See, we're not overzealous. We're passionate.
We're just passionate.
We're just passionate.
Here's our greens. Here's our greens that we disrobed earlier.
Oh, that's right. I swear to God, you guys, we were both wearing green dresses today, and we both changed like unexplicably.
It says healthy lifestyle. Archangel Raphael, eat a healthful diet and get adequate sleep and exercise regularly for optimal health. Patrick and I were having a conversation about this. We were looking at people who have cut sugar completely out of their diet.
I just watched a video about a couple that did a 30-day no sugar.
That's what we watched last night.
Come on.
Where they crashed. They crashed at like day 3, but day 4 they felt amazing. And then like day 6 they crashed. But after they got over like the 10 days, they started to feel better and better and better.
I know.
Make it up, Wendy.
I know. I'm really good about sugar. I mean, I really mostly use agave and honey, but I'm not saying that I don't eat stuff, that I shouldn't. But I'm mostly good. But yeah, that's a video for another day. My diet this last like 5 years, what a roller coaster. I'm like, and I've been on this weird. This whole thing. Oh God, I don't even want to get into it right now because it's just too big. So anyway, but yeah, so it's funny that you said that about the diet.
That's crazy. This is not an Archangel Michael deck, but here's another Archangel Michael.
You are safe.
Saying you are safe. I am protecting you against lower energies, guarding you and your loved ones and home. And also that has to go with the gold conversation, but we'll have to save that conversation for a later date.
Yes, definitely. You're right, because that's a good combination. That's a good combo topic, kind of. Yeah. Yes, I agree.
That's cool.
This is the gateway, and this is the gateway deck, you guys. So this is the gateway from Denise Lynn. So this is the gateway 11 99999, all that. Oh, niasata sopakira. Satashana kikia satasana kila kolea koena. Sorosana kila kodia sapolakoshana kila kia tatakiana na kia satosakishi. Sena kilia sobajana kila zobala gojara kila gozada kilizana. Zojala zobala gondoria jaruguna goengiaya. Nedikingia satasasa sena kila. Sotosoja kila kodion jabaligando seki. Sanohiana kilia sobalazo. Jamiana kia sobala ketana kilihala. Lo seto sono de gola kate. Sunushuragizo bula ongoya dingia sato anke asototaria anke ashanana neatoriki. Ijarakiana ki ante asosobalake. that was a whole bunch of different people zooming through.
I know. I was picking it up. I was like, I think
I was like,
language in there. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe we're talking Lyran now. Maybe
yeah,
like, you know, there's
everybody. I felt like everybody was just kind of going, hey, just passing through. Launching your journey.
Blessings on the fly.
I am an intrepid traveler sailing forth into the universe, launching your journey. And I know it's corny, you guys, but I heard it from my guides. And you know how when you get corny stuff from your guides, Alicia, and you're like, really, you guys? Like, you're like, oh, it's so corny, but okay. So one day I hear, you know, me and my wordsmith and everything, my light language linguist. So I've been, you know, love language, love linguists. So they say to me, well, you know, there's the word joy in every journey. And I'm like, oh yeah. It starts with a J, oh, it ends with a Y. And I'm like, oh,
that's
clever. That's pretty clever.
That's so typical, because some of the times when I do automatic writing, they have one word, but it means like 2 or 3 different things, but it's the same word. I'm like, clever.
They're like, clever. And they're like, it's your language. You people are the ones that, you know, made up all these same damn words that mean different damn things. And then you spell it different too. Pear and pear and pear. Really? Exactly. Come on.
Oh my gosh. And then when you have those aha moments when you're reading it back.
Goofy as English.
Oh my goodness.
It's just easier to speak light language. It
is.
It's your turn, by the way.
Nashokodane olo toti hanahi kude udiata shwana. Sizuayo go nandiato kiatialatana, Masia tutuku, Polia Anna Hata Ecola Teato, the Canadiato Dodana, Nazigata Dodana.
As I got your Kiala Tose, Kisa Sopoloco Kiata, in a gay I feel like we're sitting at a poker game or something up there.
I felt that was like, see, we presented this to you. We cannot make it any clearer. So you get it.
Hi, everybody. Thank you. Hi, Marcia. Is that Marcia? Yeah, I read that right. Welcome to the madness.
Wendy, she looks like you.
Oh, she does with butterflies and stuff. Aw, I was just singing that song too. You know that song, you guys? Pocket Full of Sunshine. I got a pocket full of sunshine. Oh, am I allowed to do that? Maybe not.
Well, that's good. You can sing.
I don't think I'm allowed to use other people's songs in my videos. I got to be quiet.
Oh.
I don't want any issues. Anyway, pocket full of sunshine, because she says there's only butterflies and take me away to better days. Take me away. It's one of my sister's favorite songs too. And I also want to send out I wanted to send out this moment. You brought up your grandma, and it reminded me of you know, her falling and stuff. And it reminded me of you know, my own family. I had a fall. Someone had a fall in my family just the day before yesterday. So anybody out there who needs some healing, physical, spiritual, you know, emotional, I just want to send this message out to everybody, because man, I don't know. It's been a rough week for all of us, I think, you know, just in every way, energetically. And I'm not exactly sure if it's just the energies and what's happening with all of us and the solar and just the love portals and all of this stuff and all of us just awakening. I mean, all, you know, I know it's all of that, but yeah, Sonotoria ambikiasa to sonakilako inkiasa seisha. Sonokorianta imala kohama tia shana telaki. They just want you guys to remember, and I know I've said this a million times in my videos, but they just want everybody to remember you're not alone. You're not alone. Yeah, and this is the oh, you know what? You guys are not going to believe what I pulled. Passion. Come on. And I'm a fire sign. So I'm a Sagittarian sun, Leo moon. So I've got a double fire. And look at that. And I'm an earth. I'm a Taurus. So I've got an earth sign too. So I've got a Taurus rising. So I'm fire and earth. Look at that. And air breathes the fire. We are here to bring our passion to the earth and light the fire in us. And if you guys can't read the passion, there we go. There it is.
Yeah, I was wondering what it said.
So there it is. It says passion. So there it is. Fire, passion. So this is for all of us to ignite this fire in us, to ignite the passion. And who better to do it with but the two passionate girls who are just overzealous.
Wendy, that was the bomb. That was so great. We have the I'm probably gonna get chewed out from Ramses tonight. I can feel it. Like my hand's gonna be going like a mile a minute when I'm done. When I'm done, it'll have this. Okay. Anyway, so here's the roses because you're talking about the roses, and it says synchronicity 28, which is a 10, and it says go with the divine flow, and there's feathers.
Oh my God, you guys! The 28th is my birthday.
Oh, you have your birthday candle.
So fire sign, not this month of November. So I'm 11/28. So you pulled the 28, and I was just talking about me being a fire sign and a Sagittarian, and I'm first born on the 28th. And today we're celebrating the power of 11. Oh my God! And synchronicity.
And so 8, 9, 10, which in my case would be a 1. So we're gonna you guys are gonna all have synchronicity now, and you're gonna go with the flow.
And today equals 11. 1 1.
What does Will always tell me? To be my awesome self. You're gonna all be your awesome selves.
That's right, baby. Divine flow. Yeah, Will. Divine flow. So yep, love begins. The divine flow. Look at all the water too, you guys. So we got water.
Michelle says that her head is always singing love songs to Gaia. That's wonderful.
Aww.
Well, we're in the flow. The Shakiyato no diato, Kubloto, Tokeato, Tayana, Shiata, Takanilata, Yono, Kayata, Nahata, the Wolfe Oceana. Pusiata, Mahatia, Kulo, Tiata, Kashiata, Nanatia, Potiata, Kanahata, Ola, Shanatata, no si Ikiata, Mooto, Masiwahanata.
Oh, and Marsha says my kin is 218 Mayan. And guess what? Oh, I still didn't.
You have your Mayan deck?
I didn't figure out how to do it yet, you guys, but I got my Mayan oracle deck.
I read up on it.
So I haven't pulled a card from it yet because
Wendy.
I can pull one. You got one too.
Well, yeah.
All right. We are doing. All right. That's it. We're going to do a hangout.
Okay. So Marsha
we'll do a hangout another time, and we should read this together. We should do it together. Because the book, you guys, the explanations in the book are really long. And
very spot on. I've had very good luck with the deck, but it takes me a while to find the card because I don't understand the symbols. It's
hard to find the card in the deck, and they've got like an index in the back, but you got to flip to the back, find it. Then you got to find the corresponding section in the book. So I need to flag the book first. And you know what I mean? It's just like, I realize I need to spend some more time with it, but I haven't even done a reading for myself with it yet.
Oh, I did.
So funny she said about Mayan and 28 and 218, because today's the 18th. And so we've got 1818 energy, and I'm the 28th, and today's the 11 energy. So
this is totally off topic, but doesn't this look like Mariah Carey when she was younger? Doesn't it? I mean,
it's really weird too. I know. And I know I don't, this is my, my raw self, and I no makeup and everything, but years ago.
You were Mariah Carey. Look.
Oh my God. People would come up to me on the street and go, are you? And I'm like, because I was tan, because I was kind of tan too. So, but I was just like, and I had, and I was wearing makeup and look, I looked much better than I did now, but well, I mean, as far as, kind of more gussied up, but anyways,
oh, wait.
So and they were like, I think it's the teeth, the mouth, the jaw, and they said the jaw and the eyes and stuff, and the cheekbones, and so anyway, it's just really weird that you said that about Mariah.
So wait, Marsha says, send healing for my daughter, Daniela.
Okay, Daniela. Niasato samikila kiasato shitakila. Samorin kia kiana kurikoma urkushana tena sanete. Sono tolikin kia sato sobalokura kashe. Sanatela sono taliarma eleke. Sono solo mela kiwa ola komake. Sono soto satiche. And we must remember as healers that we must only send healing and that the person receiving receives it in exactly the way they need it in that particular now. And let the intention of that healing be pure and clear, that they receive exactly what they receive in that moment, in that now, and every preceding now. Every following now. Okay, everything's now. I get it.
Now it's now, Wendy.
Now's now.
Okay, I want to do one. I want to do one for Daniela.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so healing for Daniela. Wahani holo kania tono toya shoni lo na tiagi no tituma ha wahai hiana ha hi hola di go bo shuti adaya no yo go no da Daniela was ya the khania bo yo do no sho ogi a no tu ya na tia bo yu go aya o na tia da kia hana aya mo so na mi ania tia ka la hana ho hai no so hana tikia ma pa dia sa na hua ba ia na ta hua pa aku lua ia na tikani khani hua ta shanata na mea o nia hua basiata na mea o kosia ha namaste.
Namaste, sister. Makoya. So very interesting. Michelle says, last time I went to the washroom, she was mesmerized by a spider spinning a web. Very interesting because just today I was watching a spider spin its web, and it was funny because a lot of the spiders will spin their web at night and then they gather them up and then they're gone in the morning, and some of them will stay. So I'm always complaining because I'm always having to, sweep the spider webs. But it's interesting because, where is she? Where is she? Well, first of all, I have, this is Charlotte, short for Charlie. This is one of my pendulums, my very first and my favorite. And very geometric, but Charlotte's Web. And so I was thinking about the book Charlotte's Web and the spider, but I just put my spider, where is she? I have a little spider thing, stone right here. Oh, where is it? Anyway. And I was reminded today that the spider is, of course, the symbol of creativity. So when we see a spider, that means that you are receiving a message that about your creativity. It's either time to be creative, be more creative with what you already do. Maybe it's not, maybe you need to do something differently than what you've been doing. Maybe, so we have to ask ourselves when we see these symbols from nature, and especially when we look them up, and so it was very interesting that we were both having that spider image today, because I just said something too out loud today to the spider. I'm like, and it was a really big one with a big fat body, and I'm like, and I don't want to mess with her, him, whatever. I don't want to mess with it, because it's not bothering me really. So I just like, as long as well, because people think I should kill him so they can bite me, and I'm like, nah, I'll just leave her where she is.
Definitely a spider-friendly house. Let me tell you, like in the lab area, I talk to them all the time. They are everywhere. I'm like, you guys, like seriously, like I love you and I appreciate it, but you can't be here. And then I had this really wonderful moment last year with this mother spider who had her babies like this sounds really gross, but right by my work area. And I couldn't do anything about it because it was so fascinating. And I felt like her and I were communicating. And then, so after they were born, I said, okay.
All right, guys, gotta go.
So I did. I came down the next day and they were all gone. And I was like, okay, thank you.
That's usually what I do. I do it with the snakes. I do it with the spiders. I don't like spiders and snakes. I ask them, I say, hey guys, I just want to live in harmony. I won't mess with you. You don't mess with me.
Exactly.
But as the saying goes, none of us are ever more than 6 feet away from a spider. So let that creep you out for a little bit.
The spiders we have here don't bite. Trisha says that spiders bite her all the time. It
depends. Now I have biting spiders here, and some of them but you know what? It just, unless they're really like in my business, I kind of just let them be. But
yeah, I do too. I don't know. I don't know. Do you take a spider off to get a spider? I'm not sure how that happens. They're just in the.
Well, they even make those things now. Have you guys seen them now? A lot, like on those as seen on TV, where you can grab it and pick it up. And I don't know if it actually works, but it's supposed to be kind of spiders where you can pick them up and put them outside, and so that's kind of cool. But
and then Marcia says that she sees dragonflies. I love dragonflies. Dragonfly is my totem animal, and I actually have a tattoo.
I love them. I have them everywhere here, and there's some really cool blue ones. They're brilliant. This beautiful blue. I've taken pictures of them, and now my husband had in the garage. There's this huge dragonfly. He's like this big. He like stuck on the window, and then he died there. And so it's like still sitting in the garage, and I'm like, really? Do you got to keep it? I'm like, you know, but it's cool looking. Totally.
They're
so I feel like he's like this totem, like he's my totem, you know. So but you should
carefully remove him and put him on one of your plants or something.
I should, and just kind of set it there, and you know, and,
I feel like he should be with you if he's there.
He's kind of like, you know, and so he's so I don't know until he disintegrates, but yeah, it's very interesting though how all of the, you know, the animal totems, the salamanders, the lizards, I got little blue-tailed lizards, I've got the blue dragonflies around me all the time, the big giant ones too. Yep. So dragonflies are another very magical, mystical animal totem to have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's I love that when we connect with that stuff and we realize, and you know, and butterflies, of course, we use as the symbol for transformation. And so I wanted to also mention about the dragon language because she was asking about was that a dragon language, and it's interesting because I had a client recently, and very interesting because right before the session, I could feel, it was really weird. It was as if I could feel the dragons stepping forth because she had some shit going on, and it was like, so it was like, but I could feel them. And now I have what I would consider like dragon, you know, like protectors, and I know Alicia and I've talked about this before too. And so so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe that energy or maybe that language does come through, because being that they're multidimensional languages, there's like, you know, you can probably get a whole bunch of different, you know, entities, frequencies, energies, you know,
and there's so many dragon groups that
there's so, you know, many.
Most of us just know a few of them, but I'm sure the languages are so varied that.
Exactly. And something Jim channeled recently in one of the webinars, the Saturday webinars on humancolonyhugelo.org. And he said something about awakening the multicolored dragons. Where was that? It was beneath, gosh, what country was it already? Oh, it was in, I think it was in Asia. I think it was in Asia. And so really interesting that that dragon would come up too, because I've been feeling like a more of that energy. Like we are literally, like I'm hearing it now, we're helping awaken the dragon energy. And isn't it funny how we pulled fire and passion?
And the dragons also came up for me today too. There was a friend of mine who has kids. Her daughter had a dream dealing with the dragons, and she didn't know this. The mother didn't know this, but she did a reading for her daughter in the morning and used the dragon deck. And so dragons have been really prominent today. I feel like
so isn't that interesting that she would pick up on that so very well? I would say to that, absolutely, because that's why how this stuff works is you wouldn't feel it, you wouldn't think it, you wouldn't be able to even imagine it if you didn't feel it and hear it and know that that was coming through. That's what's so important about these gatherings, is that we confirm, we substantiate that within each other. So very interesting that all of us would have that kind of dragon energy going on. And very, let me show you guys. Look, my golden dragon pin.
Oh, wow.
And this was a gift,
and it's blue,
and the bag is blue, and this is filled with my healer stones. This was a gift from my sister, actually, my 3D sister. I almost said ET sister. Isn't that weird? And she's my three. Okay, that was weird. Oh my God. And she's she's very fairy too. My sister's she's very connected to the fae and the fairy.
Remember that's what they said about you, that you are very
and the elementals. And so I've got raw amethyst, yellow calcite, blue calcite, and rose quartz, and that's what's in the healer bag with the golden dragon. So I'm really feeling like that golden dragon energy right now. Just because we started talking about it, you know. It's almost like they're saying to me, you know, all of us have got to remember that we've got that dragon passion fire energy in us, you know, and that
oh, I get it.
What? Say what you're saying. Say it.
Because when you were talking about the dragons, this card came up and it comes to 9. The number that it comes down to is 9. Here it's called Shadow.
Oh,
and I didn't quite understand it at first, but I think I get it now. Because it talks about that not all shadows are evil, and it talks about like looking at your life and like, but then like a lot of people think like dragons are evil. And that's not always the case. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I think, and then if you look at like, you know, I mean, not that
that is a very good card for this situation.
Yeah, that because it even says shadows emulate darkness, and darkness emulates shadow. Not all shadows are evil, yet many of us are brought up to believe this. It's time to consider the shadows in your own life, just as Atlantis was confronted in the end days to see the darkness within their own community. Are you willing to see into the dark?
Wow. How perfect is that?
Yeah,
and I'm even hearing, you know, how the dragons hide in the shadows because you know, we think that they're so mean and evil and that they're all this terrible energy when really they're you know, helping us awaken and protecting us, and they're our sergeant's arms sometimes. And I've always felt that I've had them with me. And I've never been one of those people that like collected them necessarily or was anything, you know, it was just something I felt. And then as the years progressed and as I started doing this work and started, you know, speaking languages and learning all this stuff, I started to realize, I started to feel more and more of that energy. And so that was very interesting. I've had so many synchronicities, the weirdest stuff lately. Like I've got this fractal of myself named Olivia, and I started thinking about her, and an Olivia Newton-John song came on, and it was have to believe we are magic. And it's like, okay.
But you're in the zone. That's the thing though.
I know. Like, it's just like, okay.
Zone. And that's awesome. And that's what happens. Like, you know.
I like this. Amazing Grace. She says dragonflies are also the removal or seeing through illusions. And so perfect for the shadow card because we're seeing through the shadows. We're seeing through the illusions. And I thought it was funny too, because we were deciding even what time to do the hangout tonight. And I said, oh, 6:30, that equals 9, 6 and 3 equals 9. And then I thought, oh, I'll just put 2 hours on it. And then I realized, oh, 8:30. Oh, that equals 11, 9 and 11. I'm like, see?
Perfect.
I'm like, it just, so it's funny too, because so I pull over, this is the spirit guide animals from your spirit.
Oh my gosh, guide. I have that same one. I never used
it. The camel turned over, which is funny because I was thinking about, you know, sand and sun and heat, and trust that you have the resources to get through the challenges before you. And that's what we need to remember, guys. We are supported. Trust that you've got all the resources to do everything you need to do, when you need to do it, how you need to do it, and with whom, that you're going to have everything you need, you know? And I was just talking to somebody who she signed a contract for her to buy a new home on the 18th of 8/18, and then got an offer on the place she lives in to sell it on 9/19. So I was like, yes, that's manifestation. You know, I was like, that is so cool because, you know, and she's like, I hope. And it's like, you guys don't use the word hope. Hope implies doubt. Yep. Hope means, well, maybe, if maybe no, that means you're not sure if you're going to be in the frequency or not. Hope means, I don't know if I can be in that frequency.
I think from my personal experience too, that it takes a while to readjust your language. As you learn to not put that the words carry doubt, or that the words that you're using just put a stop to anything good that you've ever wanted. You know, it takes a while to change your wording around so that everything flows to you and that you understand that your thoughts and your words do carry a lot of power.
Exactly. It's just, I mean, I use this analogy. I've used this before with other people where I said, it's like if you walk up to somebody on the street and you go, "You're not ugly." Somebody probably look at you like, "What the hell? I'm not ugly? Gee, thanks." No, but if you walked up to somebody and said, "You know, you're very beautiful." And now it means the same thing, but boy, it sure as heck sounds a lot better the other way.
Yeah, well, you know, you could say the word passionate, or you could say overzealous.
And we can perceive that anyway. We desire.
I feel like I'm getting head shakes. Like I pulled a card here, but I gotta find it because here we go again. Nashata ayoko do dia kada ya ta montiko do lo dia pe dia ta na go ta ta na dia do go lo dia shana dia. Dus pia dia ta hana ko ta no ma na sia dia go dia sa zo pe ya to ko ya na ta ko dia to ma sia ta ya ko no tai. Your turn.
Nisa che sia tutto ubriaco sotto lì che sono torinca qua la sotto sopravviando di amore go wow sotto qui a calia sotto se sotto la cioccolata galena go ha anche sotto se oh sciarpiana quiero che io per che sono lì alla coscia io sotto se la cosa sotto le kai hote che lo cosa tasa so shaikoge so te shake.
Nasiato shakiata na. You are not going to believe this, Wendy. This is from that new deck, right? Okay. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. And I didn't even read. I only read that the first little teeny tiny part. And the bottom says reframing of language that separates and limits. I kid you not.
Oh, come on.
I kid you not.
See, you guys, you can't make this shit up.
Because actually, this card what it talks about. I never would have put the two together, but I totally see it now. Resolving the perception of duality. Resolving the perception of duality, mass consciousness, personal integration of polarity. And that's exactly what it's doing. When you are in control, right? Do I have this right? When you're in control.
Yes, and you just pulled the shadow card.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Polarity, dark and light, masks.
What's up?
Oh my God.
Way, Heather, way.
I love our guides. I love our guides. I love our guides. Love you
our
guys.
Teams. I get to see our teams like high-fiving each other like, nice one, bro. Nice one.
Well, high-fiving our gang. Not
okay. We won't go any more into that because I think that, I mean, there's a lot for this stuff, but I think that was pretty much.
That was cool. I love you guys too, man. I love you guys so much.
So
I love you guys so much. Thanks so much for hanging in and tuning in and hanging out. And
you never know. You never know. Wendy and I just
we just go with the flow, and you know
we get really passionate when
9:19. Marcia says it's 9:19 here. Woohoo!
Woo, yay for the nines!
Yay, baby! 99
and 10. 9 plus 1 is 10.
And yep,
which is beginning and ending.
So we got the number 1 card here we pulled today. We've got number 11. And then here's our awesome conscious spirit deck. So it's got all of the, again, we got the, the Merkaba going on. We got the chakra colors going on. We got all
the Merkaba is what's his name?
I don't believe it. All right. I flipped over the card that I showed you guys the back of and didn't look at it. Come on. It equals number 9. Number 36, abundance. I am grateful for the abundance nature and the universe provide in my life. And look at the water pouring.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
And a hummingbird. My hummingbird is another one of my totems.
Nice.
Look at that. All the beautiful
everything. Is she a mermaid or is she just like a spirit? Like a
Oh, you know what? Well, here, can you guys let me see. I can see it better in the I can't tell if, I think she just has people legs.
Oh, maybe she's wearing colored tights.
But then you never know. Maybe it fades off.
Because it would be a Cirrus. It would be a Cirrus thing then, because it would connect the water and the dolphins and the mermaids.
And so we got the So we've got definitely have the Sirius energy going on, and our friends from Sirius are here, and we got the Syrian, sacred circuitry here. So lots of Syrian energy. You and I carry a lot of Syrian energy, and it's also the pyramid energy. And there's the little pyramids on these cards, and she just
and is that on the bottom of the card? Is it reverse pyramid? Because that's
the other. So one's reverse. What's got the line through it on one?
Well, I have to check the lines. I always forget the alchemy.
Yeah, there's the alchemy of because and then they're opposite. Oh, okay, I see. One side's with the line in it on one side, and one's
That's a really pretty card.
Isn't it beautiful? I know. I do love the pictures on these cards. They're really nice. I'm running out of room.
Card down.
Oh
my gosh. Nourishment of the grain, the golden grain mother of life.
And we were, oh my God, and where's my ankh? I had my ankh here, and you were just talking about golden and golden grain.
Golden. They don't have a milk mother, so let's just assume this is the milk mother. Let me look it up. See what
oh my
I'm
God.
assuming it's all about like nourishment and feeding yourself and like all the stuff we talked about, even to the point of like having, good food, changing your diet, but not just that, but feeding yourself spiritually. And
yes, all of it. You're right, because that's really the more important. It's not just about let's go to the literal, we are what we eat, but let's expand that into we are what we eat spiritually, what we feed ourselves mentally, the words we feed ourselves, the words we feed to other people, what we bring into our lives, what we do, how we spend time, and do we spend time in nature? All of that. What are you feeding yourself? Are you feeding yourself conspiracy and fear and judgment and doubt? Or are you feeding yourself, this?
You are so on point. It says, we can sometimes fall into existing and doing rather than truly living. We only know that this depleted, filled with tasks. Oh, I'm sorry. I totally skipped a line. Okay.
That's okay. Go ahead.
We only know that this has happened when suddenly our life seems dry, depleted, and filled with tasks, or it feels like we are stuck in a rut or habit that may have been comfortable but is now becoming stifling and suppressing. Isis, the mother of life, holds the ability to restore even the most numb, resistant, and difficult circumstances and people back to life. She calls to you now, seek to bestow gifts of life upon you. Be bold, be brave, and open your arms and receive.
Oh my gosh.
That's so wonderful.
That is so wonderful. Christina, baby. Whispering Teams. Christina from Whispering Teams. She's way down there in New Zealand. So hey, it's already the next day for her. Love you, girlie. She says, I just ate carrot cake. It had carrots and walnuts. I swear to you, God, I swear to you, girl, cross my heart, carrot cake, my ultimate favorite cake ever.
Really?
Even more than chocolate. And I love chocolate cake.
I love it. Patrick's favorite is carrot cake. Mine is chocolate cake. Now, I have a recipe from Michael's mother. But I'll have to send you this recipe for a chocolate cake that uses Miracle Whip.
I have heard people using actually mayonnaise too in cake mixes. Yeah. So that wouldn't surprise me. But isn't that weird? I said carrot cake and chocolate, and those are both of my favorites. And
I thought in your light language that you were saying, I thought you were talking about chocolate. I was like, yes, chocolate.
Hey, I could have been, because I've been on a I love chocolate, you guys. I swear, I will admit, no sooner do I get up from the table, clean up my dishes, do my thing, put the dishes, blah, blah, blah. I am heading for the dark chocolate.
For the dark chocolate.
I am so serious. Dark chocolate.
Well, real dark chocolate is good.
Immediately. And I'm so bad because I have a window. If I don't stop eating that dark chocolate by like, say now, like 8 o'clock, forget it. I'm like buzzed and I'm up until like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I'm like a little kid. It's like, when am I going to learn?
But that's okay, right? Be innocent, have joy.
Exactly. So, my sister always says it too. Eat dessert.
Who needs to sleep? We don't get good sleep anyway. Oh, that's something else that the conversation.
We didn't talk about that.
That we had, because it not that it made me feel good, but it just made me realize that a lot of people, no matter what their status is in the human life, have this problem. And he was talking about how the reason he couldn't sleep was because he was doing so much work. It wasn't just me that he was like, it's not just me that he was hanging out with. He has so many like cool people in his family that he was hanging out with doing work. Wendy's in there too, opening portals and stuff, that he couldn't sleep. And a lot of us suffer from that same problem. And he told me, he's like, that's why I had to take the drugs to sleep.
I can believe that too. And I'm never one for chemical sleep. I don't actually take any of that over counter stuff anyway. But I have my sleep stuff. Even last night, we were talking about that before we went on the air. I was like, the weirdest thing, I started meditating and I was 9 o'clock. I was out. And it was like, I woke up at like 11:30 after the football game was over. I missed the whole thing and they won. And so I was like, yeah, I like football. It was the weirdest night ever. And then it was like, I was in and out of astral and then I really wasn't sleeping fully. And then I woke up and I had been like dreaming and I was like, okay, wait, what was I doing? Where was I? Who was I with? You know? And and I could not remember. And I felt so discombobulated today because of that.
Really?
Yes, it was weird.
Yeah, I know. We were talking about, because I don't know if it was a solar flare. Well, I'm sure it was a lot of things yesterday, a lot of energies. But like I went to bed, I was just so tired. I was feeling really weird. I couldn't even explain it.
I was too.
I was like I was in a funk. And
that was after my funky being a bad human day too. So yeah. I was like, I think I just wanted to go to sleep, maybe even escape myself.
Well, see, I was like, that's it. Like, I just want to go to sleep because I'm going to go hang out with my other,
I'm going to go hang out with my, my high octane friends and
it'll be fine. But I went to bed at 10 and then I woke up at 10. So I slept a long time.
Yes.
Like Patrick said, he was nervous. He was checking to make sure I was breathing. But I said, don't be nervous. Like sometimes you just need to sleep because like we as in like light workers and we don't get sleep. We don't get decent sleep. And I had to sleep. It was just
then I'll have times when I only need a few hours. And then there's times when I'll wake up and I've slept 10 hours and I'm like, oh, holy God. I'm like, shit. It's funny because Marcia said the Arcturians are here. And it was really funny because I've been holding this deck and it's the Sacred Geometry deck, activation deck. And I just recently got it. And the whole time I'm holding it, I'm feeling because even though the Arcturians are actually pretty much like they're non-physical, but sometimes they can appear to us in in sort of a physical form. And one of the frequencies of Arcturian beings comes to me as indigo. They said, we are the indigo Arcturians. And they're like this almost deep blue, almost purple, like they present themselves to that way to me. And they're like in these long robes. But I know they're not really like physical, but they're presenting themselves to me that way, I think, because it makes it a little easier for me. And it's funny because I was feeling that and I'm sitting here feeling this Arcturian indigo energy. And then I look down at the comments and Marcia says Arcturians are here. I'm like, oh, whoa, yeah.
That's another synchronicity. That's awesome.
I love this deck so much, and I'm just now becoming familiar with it. But I think whatever other cards we pull for the evening, it is 8:30, so we can probably, if you guys are getting bored, we can shut it down or whatever. But we just don't know when to stop because we just love what we're doing so much. But yeah. I don't like to keep up bored and yawning. And, it's like, okay, 2 hours is a long time. But I really love this stock. So, now see, she said, okay, so Whispering Team says, I had centurions here the other night. Centurions or Centaurians? Centurions.
That's true. That's true.
Ooh. Do you know? Ooh, do they have like a form? Do they have a color? What do they look like? I want to know. Ni sato shona kila ki sato shona kila kita. E sono na kila combination reni nariki. Moriando rianki astata shamariki rango I antaria kera ke sata shara ko oko. Tora iki gara ko yanda iki asato geki. Ikoko yana ni asato shoko atache. Sanatila kuna maloko ashoka. Honatila sita sanatea. Hapokore shene toko kupote kalina nani yako. Shonuaye palaceto sonato. Dynamic. Whoa. Look at that. Dynamic.
Oh, wow. Pyramid again.
Number 23, dynamic. I feel pretty dynamic.
You are
the frequency of dynamic. The frequency. I like that. The frequency of dynamic. I feel like I'm the frequency of dynamic. Don't you guys? The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. Well, that goes perfectly with the Emissaries of the Light Collective. Oh my God. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. Wow. So there we are. See, we're not just overzealous. We're passionate and dynamic.
We are. And those are like colors like Over the Rainbow. Because we were talking about Over the Rainbow song because that song was in my head all day and somebody mentioned it. It's very, very rainbow.
I heard a song yesterday, an old song on the radio, and I said, oh my God, I haven't heard this song in ages and ages and ages. I said, who's the group? Who's the group? And I was like, who's the group? And I couldn't think of the group, couldn't think of it. And all of a sudden, because it's on the regular radio, so all of a sudden I hear such a, I can't, what the heck's the name of the song now? The name of the group was Rainbow.
Really? I didn't even know that was a group.
Yes, and they're from like I'm talking 70s rock, man. We're talking.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, God, I haven't heard this song in ages. I'm like, God, what a great card. The frequency.
I'm gonna have to look up the group Rainbow.
I love this, you guys. I should just call this whole gathering tonight the frequency of dynamic.
That's a good title. I'm gonna type it and don't forget it.
I'm gonna join our the frequency of dynamic. I love this.
Frequency of dynamic.
Oh, that just doesn't get it. Oh yeah, I just don't
to infinity and beyond, Michelle says.
Yeah. I love it. The frequency of dynamic. Woo! Well, girl, what do you want to do? Should we wrap it up? Mia Soto Shomiki. Woo! 233 and beyond. 33.
Well, I mean, I think this is a good card if we're gonna end it. Not that we have to, but if we're I'm all worked up now. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, we could talk all night.
Oh, this is a good one to end it on, though. This is the Eye of Horus, Awakening Divine Perception. It says, you guys can see that all. It says, the Eye of Horus brings divine perception, protection, and insight. You are all gifted with certain spiritual abilities, including divine sight, that are awakening and growing now. You have much divine support and protection so that you may grow your abilities and serve others with your divine gifts. Trust your perception, 9999, trust your perception, and know that you are divinely protected, 9999, 1111.
Oh my God. So, I love that.
Yeah, I mean, this is perfect. Thank you, Horus.
Look at this. So look what I've got. And you're going to have to tell me how to pronounce this, Miss Egypt.
Okay.
Is it Ujat? Ujat.
Oh,
the Ujat eye.
Yeah, the widget.
Yeah, the Ujat eye was thought to be the eye of the falcon god Horus. Of all who carried it were under his protection.
Oh my gosh.
And I got this.
I love that so much.
I actually got this out of, you would love this, girl. It's called my Pharaoh's Booty.
Shut up.
I'm not kidding. My Pharaoh's Booty. And it's in another bag because it ripped and I haven't sewed it yet. And in it is all of these actually came from Egypt. These were actually hand
That's
painted.
so cool.
They're actually hand painted and it from Egypt. And I purchased them in an Egypt gift shop, not in Egypt, in the golden, talk about gold.
Oh, gold.
In the Golden Pyramid House in Wadsworth, Illinois, right where I grew up, which recently burnt down.
Wendy,
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, I have to tell a story. I'm sorry for my story. I'm just
but that's where all these came from. So all the amulets are in here. There's like 6 of them, and
that's so awesome.
So yeah, so I had to share that with you guys when you said the Eye of Horus. I'm like, oh, I got my Eye of Horus. So tell me your story.
Well, okay, first of all, we have to come up with a apothecary product called Pirate's Booty, because that's just too good of a name not to use for an apothecary.
Yes.
Okay, so it's in where is it in Illinois?
Wadsworth.
Okay.
Right next to Gurnee, which is right where Six Flags Great America is.
Oh,
it's right near Great America. Right near Great America. That's where I grew up, you guys. That's where I grew up.
This is such a synchronicity, and my human words fail to.
I drove by that pyramid house every single day of my high school days.
Okay, so in relation to talking with Ramses yesterday, and him acknowledging that rescue mission, or whatever you want to call it, was a legit thing. That happened, and then the Egyptian Council and the Galactic Council, I had talks with them as to how I dealt with the situation. And then the next day, I got an envelope in the mail from somebody that I know, but I don't ever talk to. And this is a very, very elderly woman. She clipped out all of those clippings from that fire of that pyramid, and she sent them to me. And she said, like, she had this thing written that said, I just felt like you would need this. Now, honestly, I didn't even know that pyramid existed until I opened that package and read about it. And so then after that, because this is like a whole Egyptian week, I was reading it, and in my head, my team said, you need to contact them. Well, okay, first of all, my head.
I know Rocco.
My team said, you do?
Yes, I know him. Yes, I do. I've met him. I know him. Yes, I know him.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so first of all, my team said the reason why it burnt was because someone stole not just an artifact, but they stole what do we call them? Relics? Relics. So when I was reading through the stuff, it said they talked about how they haven't had time to go through. They don't know what's all missing or what's all burnt, and there was actual cases with real Egyptian artifacts in.
Yes, there were. I've been in that house, and I've been in a tour.
And they said that was a place where people could go who could never get to Egypt. So that was like Egypt away from Egypt. And my team, I heard them loud and clear in my head, said, you need to contact these people, and you need to let them know that you can store, if there's any artifacts there, you can safely store them under protection until they get back up and running. And I was like, this is one of those moments where I was talking to my team saying, how the hell am I supposed to be like, hey, you don't know who I am, but I can store these Egyptian artifacts. So then my husband comes in, right? Because he's working in the woodworking out in the garage. He comes in, and I said, look at this. We didn't even know this pyramid existed. It burnt down. And he's like, you're never going to guess what I just heard in my head. We're supposed to go save those artifacts and take care of them until yes.
Okay, you are freaking me out.
And I said, I cannot believe that you just told me that, because that's what my team just told me. How are we supposed to do this? So this is like the loser human portion of me, where I'm like a bad human. I dropped the whole thing because I was like, this seems impossible to me. I don't even know these people. But then, Wendy, we had another museum recently, and I don't know where it is. You guys might know. It's overseas somewhere. It's Spain or something.
Yes, I saw it. The whole thing burnt down.
That randomly caught fire. Yes. And inside my head, it said there was another relic stolen, and I was like, but that's not even an Egyptian museum. And then my team said, go look at the paper, and it had all kinds of Egyptian stuff in it. So I don't know, Wendy, but like, I'm totally chilled out right now.
So All
I
right.
can't
So
believe you know these people.
okay. So you know Bree, and you know Bree lives in Wisconsin where you live, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I came from Northern Illinois before I moved here. So when Bree and I met, she was putting together the very first global international pyramid conference.
Mm-hmm.
That's how she and I, that's not how we met. We met because she found me through my videos. Then I told her, oh, I live an hour away. We met, became friends, went to some meetups with the speakers from this conference. At the end of the conference, everybody who was involved in the conference was invited for a private tour of the Golden Pyramid House. Now, I grew up right down the road from it. My school bus drove by every day. I watched it being erected when I was growing up as a teenager and never once went in it until right before I moved and met Bree, went to the conference, met their son Rocco, and went through the whole tour. You guys, I'll put the link in the comment section. You can find videos on YouTube. You can see stuff on the internet. It's called the Golden Pyramid House, and you can still see videos.
Golden.
You see the inside. Alicia, oh my God. It's like,
I can't believe I was never there, Wendy.
They actually came in and had somebody on, what do you call that, where you hire somebody to paint, and the guy actually painted all the hieroglyphs, all of the Egyptian, the whole place. I can't even tell you what this. I have photos. I forgot. I just remembered. I have photos and photos and photos of the inside of this place. I will send them to you.
What if you got a photo and then all of a sudden, like, our teams are like,
oh my God, I forgot about the photos. I forgot all about them. So you guys can see it on the internet. You can see it on YouTube, and you can see how beautiful the inside is. And then, actually Rocco, their son, Onan, his last name's Onan, Onan. And his name is Rocco, Rocko, another rock reference.
That's cool.
And so, yeah, there you can see the home, and he does a tour online, where you can kind of see the insides and the relics, and, you don't see their personal, we actually got to see, they're very kind people because they actually opened the tour of their home. They actually live there.
Right.
And so, and that's really the only reason they built it, because he liked pyramids and he just wanted to build a pyramid house. He was a garage builder. He was actually the local known garage builder family. The Onan family built garages, and then he just happened to like pyramids, and he was building pyramids all over his house. And one day his wife said, you know what? Why don't you just build a pyramid house? And he's like, you know what? That's a good idea.
That's so amazing. And, I really feel like, because we have a pyramid here close to us, just down the road, a couple miles.
That's right.
And I feel like just because they're not like ancient pyramids, they're still really important to the whole pyramid layout of, and then we have pyramids underwater too.
Yes. And all the ones all over the world that are being unearthed, that are being hidden.
Okay. So hang on.
Purposely.
Marcia says that they're burning all the museums, even in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, from 1800 because they had evidence of Antarctica in our USA. They are waking up to the giants there in Antarctica, which Kabbalah is trying to use them.
That does not surprise me.
Wisconsin was one of those places where they actually found a lot of giants here. I mean,
oh yeah,
you know that there was a museum, or there was a historical site that had one. Like if you would section off Earth and you would just cut straight down and cut across, they left the skeleton there, and then they glassed it in, I guess, so you could see kind of like they found it. But someone broke that glass, and so now they took it. It's gone. It's all gone. Aww. But there was a lot of giants found here that have either been covered up or like went missing with the Smithsonian and stuff like that. So,
well, and even right here in Tennessee, there are known Sasquatch sightings, and I believe in Wisconsin and or Michigan as well.
Yes. Correct? Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And we were just talking about that. Who was talking about that? Takur was talking about that. It was either Takur or my higher self. who told me to call her Georgie. So she was talking about how the Anunnaki, because I asked I said, how did the Anunnaki, or did the Anunnaki work with the Elohim? How do I pronounce that? Elohim?
Elohim.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she said that the Elohim only worked for good, and that there was working together, but like that the Anunnaki worked with like all sorts of DNA. And so they said like in a thousand years or so, people are going to start seeing like, like Sasquatches and stuff more, and they're going to be more in their vibration. So they'll just be like walking around, like what I'm thinking how she phrased it, something like the animal human experiments. She said there's a lot of those still around, or there's a lot of them still around, and that in 1,000 years we'll be able to all see them, or something like that. So I thought that was very interesting too.
That's very, I completely believe that.
Because I do think there is like a Sasquatch out there, or a Bigfoot, or whatever.
Well, the thing is that if we understand, and I don't want to get too much into this because it gets into that whole explanation of how we all started, but yeah, that is how the human species began, was the
combination of DNA.
Was the Anunnaki, yes, and they infused their DNA into the hominid species on the planet Earth that was in the Sasquatch. So we would basically still be Sasquatch had they not done that. And then the other hybrid races came because they came from the parallel realities, the Greys, who could no longer procreate. Then they came into the picture. And then that was a whole different situation. So
yeah, and there was more than just the Anunnaki happening too. Like in the various parts of the world, there was other DNA combinations happening for other humans, and that's why they're never going to find the missing link, because there is no missing link. If something didn't work, they just got rid of it. Okay, we're done. We're done with this topic. We're done.
Right. And Amazing Grace said pyramids, I believe, are energy conductors. And yes, that's absolutely true. In that, a couple of things that I learned too, in one of the channeling that it was just an open channeling, and they were channeling a being, and he said, you have been like what you would call in your world a pope, or like a priest, where you were actually in with others in the pyramids, and you would be like meditating and speaking the light languages. And you know how you've got the elongated pyramid here? Well,
right.
And how they're not elongated anymore because it's that secret section. That's where's all the power. That's where all the power is held. So basically what they did is they removed it and made them not elongated anymore, because they didn't want the humans to be able to access that energy, because those were portals. They were portals to actually go to different dimensions. And so people like me and you would sit in the temples and in the pyramids and literally meditate and vibrate and sing languages and tone, and the whole top section of the pyramid would raise up, and this would allow beings actually to come and go through through physical dimensions and the other dimensions. It was basically a portal, and we were helping to open the portal.
Yep.
And this was just in a public channeling. I did not even know this channeler. Never even talked to him before. So, and this was years ago. It was I didn't want to get his name wrong, so I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it if I didn't say his name right. But so it was very interesting to hear that, and it was a completely, just a completely different channel that I had ever.
Yeah. So especially being years ago, because that information is relatively new. So that would have been way ahead of it.
Well, it was like within the last 5 years since I became aware of light languages and all that. But very interesting how all of this whole conversation tonight has, we've come from a lot of different angles. But and the other thing I wanted to say was Bashar had said about the pyramids. And this is one of the things I believe that people like you and I and all of us who are doing these gatherings are here to do too, is Bashar said, the pyramids on the earth, Mars, and the moon are connected, and they're always in constant contact with each other.
I believe that.
and that the day will come when we will begin to understand the power that they are, the towers and communicators that they are always connected. And he said, there are pyramids all over your planet that you will begin to uncover and discover. And you and I just know, we know they're under the water. They're being hidden by the various governments all over the world. They're literally planting vegetation on top of the pyramids so people can't see them now because we have Google Earth. So now that we have Google Earth, you've got all these people all over the world going, hey, what's that? Nobody's ever
seen them out. And then you're like, oh, well, now we know something's there. So now they can't black them out. So now they have to plant them.
Actually, some of the people that I know from the Pyramid Conference, Dr. Sam included, was one of the ones who was insistent with working with the Bosnian government to uncover these pyramids in Bosnia that have been hidden and to let the truth be known. And he said they're in Illinois, Wisconsin, where else? There are pyramids all over the United States. And so once we begin to discover them, what's going to happen is those of us who are, the way showers and all that stuff, we're going to begin to illuminate and activate all of these pyramids, and they're going to start connecting to all the pyramids all over the different continents, as well as on Mars and the moon and everywhere else that they have been designed. And all of these, this archaeological stuff, we're all going to start discovering it. Atlantis, he even said, this was, God, Bashar said this maybe, I don't know how many years ago. You guys have already begun to find Atlantis on the off the coast of Cuba and off the coast of the Bahamas.
Yep. That's where I believe this.
Yes. So, and I love it.
Oh, sorry.
No, I just love how they make it so is this because we're going to connect to extraterrestrials?
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you only knew, One
of the times.
I was going to say, I think it's part of a vibrational thing too. We briefly talked about this many, many videos ago, but the reason that we're finding stuff archaeologically now that we never found before, even though we dug in that same spot, is because with our higher vibrations, other things rest in different vibrational frequencies.
Yes. Oh, good point.
Yeah. Once we hit those frequencies, we will find those pyramids.
Well, not only that, but if you want to take physics one further, first of all, that's why Sasquatch, we don't find him, because Sasquatch has the ability to move in between parallel realities, and they don't hide. They just go into a different door. It's like, and they're gone. Yep. So, and what you just said about parallel realities, something else though. Oh, so when we raise our frequency, not only what you just said, that's very true. Like right now, but even though Bashar's ship and all these other ships are floating around us, you can put out SETI all day long and radio telescopes and you're never going to find them that way because it's a different frequency. You can't even see them. So, but what you said was really important, because we are also only going to find them when we're all vibrating, where we've shifted to a version of Earth in which we have all decided collectively we are time to make that collective shift to find these things, to connect these pyramids, because nobody's going to tell us we don't get to have that healing. Nobody's going to tell us that I still get mad about that the fact that our physical governments have dictatorship over whether I go to a ship or not on an ET ship. I don't think that that's fair for them to dictate, but that's a whole nother conversation. But you know what I mean? But I get it. We want to protect the humans and make sure that if you go, that there's a check and balance system to make sure that you came back. Well, whose business of yours if I do come back? What if I want to stay? Right. What do you care?
I know.
But anyway, that gets into
see now this, we're doing good. We're just flowing here.
Yes, it's Stonehenge. I love it.
But now Marcia Marcia says that she doesn't like the Greys very much. So I said that's somewhat fear-based because the story of the Greys wasn't really told. Parts were left out. I mean,
right. And they're not the meanie genies but they did. But I will say,
but they did break some laws
over here from a parallel reality and grab our DNA. Now, I think the question remains was, do we agree to that? Well, no, I was under the impression that we did, but
yeah. So there's like two different things going on, and I'm going to keep it really short.
Because otherwise that gets a rabbit hole that we'll be here all night.
Yeah, this is another topic, but there was actually like a government contract signed where they could come in because their race was dying out, and their race is us, like a long time in the future. Okay, so their race was dying out. A government contract was signed that they could take so many people's DNA. All right. So what happened was, now they say that the people's DNA that they took was the ones who had a contract with themselves in the future, type of thing. Like Good point. They agreed to it.
I know for sure I agreed to all of this. I mean, wholeheartedly.
Now, the problem comes in is because people had really horrible experiences. Now, some of that is like government stuff we're not going to talk about. A lot of it, though, is part of the reason that the Greys had issues was because they cut off the emotional aspect of themselves.
Exactly.
So if they're coming back, if me from the future is coming back to take some DNA so we can get that emotional aspect of the DNA put back into us, we don't know, we've forgotten what it's like to feel. We don't know what it's like to feel pain, to feel love. And so this is where the problem came in the beginning, in the very beginning of this.
Right, in the very beginning, that is true, because they didn't even really understand. We were freaked out.
Yes, and so some of the procedures that they did were very painful, and we didn't understand what was going on. They really didn't understand what was going on. So it took a few DNA infusions for their race to start understanding that we feel. And so eventually, what they did is even though they went over their contracted people, that their procedures got better, and so it wasn't so invasive and it wasn't as painful as it was. So, I mean, I think we'll probably just leave it there. The good news is they got enough DNA to keep the race going, and they've changed their name numerous times now, right? Wendy,
I've heard that it's true that they actually brought love.
So because of us, we saved the race. And so, I mean, you could go many directions with it, but when it comes down to it, I mean, we saved a race, and the race now has feeling again. And that's kind of where we're at right now. Like the television and the governments and stuff, they want us to shut that emotion off, that feeling emotion. They want us to shut it off. Well, we've seen what happens when we do that. So we don't want to do that. We want to continue to feel, and feeling is so important. So,
and isn't that what all of us have come to do as workers of light, meaning bringing the light of unconditional love back to the earth? Because that's what a light worker does, right? No matter how you express it or how you go about it, we have decided that we wanted to bring back complete and unconditional love and bring back the divine balance between the feminine and the masculine, the shadow, the dark and the light, and all that stuff.
And so I see where this whole thing kind of combines. And Marcia said that abduction together with the government, they stink. They don't like lights and sage. So I'm assuming that
exactly. I get exactly what you mean.
Yeah, and so that's like another topic. We're not going to go into that topic but yeah, we love and we feel, and we do the best we can to raise our own frequency and our own vibration, because then we are a way showing light to others who say, wow, look at that person. They're just shining, and they're everything's happening. It's wonderful. Like, how can I do that? And we're showing by example, and that changes more than you think. So
exactly, because isn't it when somebody's happy inside or optimistic, and they say, no matter what's going on in their life, or no matter what happens at work, or they always seem to be, seem to take it in stride and or approach it in a joyful manner, or at least try to come up with a solution and what's fair to everybody. And so when we all embrace that, and trying to think where I kind of wanted to go with that statement, but
well, I think that but by embracing that, we're actually healing the world. I mean,
we are, because that's what I was going to say is when we see somebody like that, we don't we, even if we don't say it out loud, we say to ourselves, I want that. How do they, no matter what's going on, how do they still stay so happy and positive? And, and people have said that to me even, how do you stay so happy and positive and put all this stuff out every day? And my life isn't always wonderful, and it hasn't always been, but I will say I'm happier and than I've ever been. My life is better than it's ever been. But a lot of that is my perspective too, about how it's not that it's necessary. Yes, it's better, because I've manifested and changed things that I did not desire. So yes, it's better. Is it everything I want it to be? No, of course not. Well, we're always growing, but
always growing, right?
Go ahead.
And it's not that, like you were saying, it's not that crappy things don't happen to us or we don't have crappy days. But I think the difference is in a person who has a crappy day and like looks at the glass half full versus a person who looks at the glass, the person who looks at the glass half empty, having a crappy day, and they're like, oh, woe's me, versus the person looking at the glass half full, is that there comes to a point where you start to recognize those emotions and that vibration. And so even when crappy things happen, Wendy and I can say, oh, I recognize this emotion. I totally accept it because it's a part of me. And so now I'm just going to move on because better things are going to happen.
Exactly. and Murphy's Law is only when we say, oh, Murphy's Law, like, oh, one thing goes wrong, the next thing. Well, it's because as soon as that one thing goes wrong and then the next thing happens, not goes wrong, but something happens, you're like, oh, there goes my day. It's one of those days. Murphy's Law, everything that could go wrong went wrong today. It's because you didn't put yourself back into the vibration when the first thing happened or the second thing happened. And now we let ourselves, because we're human, we let ourselves spiral into. And isn't it funny how you can take something so mundane and all, like you spill your coffee on the way to work and then you stop it, then you're late or you get stopped or you blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, but the things we don't see is the angel who just saved you from the car accident because you got delayed, or that, but you have that opportunity to see it as, okay, now my day's all screwed up and my whole day is going to be like that. And you're going to see everything that happens to you all day long because of course you're in that frequency. So now your universe is going to give you a bunch of more stuff to substantiate exactly what your frequency is. And you're just going to keep, see, I told you. Well, who do you think's creating it?
Yep. And I was there today. I was there. I was in my own, like, feeling sorry for me zone, playing the piano. And I didn't want Michael to cheer me up. I was like, just go away. I want to be in my like crappy, feel sorry for me state. But he wouldn't let me. And then next thing you know, I was calling and I was like, hey, I'm checking up on our little kitty Georgie. Like, when is he going to be up for adoption? And I was back up on top, so so like, yeah.
I love it that Georgie, Miss Georgie girl.
Isn't that crazy? So this is synchronicity. We went into the Humane Society. And I said, we're looking for little baby kitties. What do you have? And she was going through and she's like, I have this one. He's cute. He's a little black and white. I have some pictures. He's different. His name is Georgie and he has, how many toes do cats have normally? 5?
I have a dog.
Okay,
I don't
he's
know.
got one more toe on each of his little 4 feet. So
4, right? Isn't it 4?
So he's got like 5 or 6 or he's just got a lot of toes on every
he's got a lot of toes.
Every single one has extra toes. And I was like, his name's Georgie. He has extra toes.
He's my guy.
He belongs with us.
He belongs to me.
He does.
Well, I just had to laugh because nobody knows this, but when you said Georgie, because I just know, because she and I've talked about this before, that somebody used to call her Georgie Girl, and I love that song, the old song, Georgie Girl.
So not everybody, but in my younger years, like that's what my name was. They just called me Georgie, and I had no idea. Come to find out, like my higher self is like, just call me Georgie. I was like, what? Really?
That's funny.
And it's like the name, her name is absolutely beautiful. But the end of it is like Georgie, something Georgie. And I was like, what? That's like Georgie. She's like, yes, just call me Georgie.
Georgie.
Like, okay, Georgie. Okay, Georgie.
Okay, we're gonna do that. We have to do this, and because you're the historical lady, so we even have to try to dress the part. Now I have no idea what I'm gonna wear because I have no historical clothes.
Do I have to ship you clothes over?
Marcia says, love you girls, feel like I'm having a tea party. So we have to have a tea party sometime.
Yes, we have to have a tea party. I would,
but I don't have like big bonnets and things, so I'll have to come up with something clever. Like I'm a hat person though. I have hats. I like hats.
That's all you need is a hat.
I'll wear a hat.
I'll wear a hat.
Everybody will have. Okay, we're gonna all wear hats. Okay. And we're gonna, even if you don't drink tea, just pretend.
And we should open it up so like everybody could join us in the.
Oh yeah, we were gonna we thought about opening it up tonight to let everybody hang out with us, but of course we don't seem to shut up. So.
No, we talk. We're
passionate. But yes, we'll actually do a hangout, and we'll actually give you guys the link, and you can come in and talk with us. We'll have a tea party.
Tea party.
And we'll talk about stuff.
I will make myself a pot of tea, and
I actually have a teapot somewhere, but it's packed. But I'll find it, or I'll buy a new one.
Oh, get a new one. You can never have.
We'll make sure we brew our tea.
Yeah,
we'll have our tea, and if you don't like tea, well, that's fine. Just use something else, or bring something else.
We could even have like chocolate cake and
we'll have carrot cake and chocolate cake and yum yum.
We'll make sure
and maybe
a few extra places for those that want to join us in Astral and there.
Well, it's a little app. That's it. We're gonna have an Astral tea party.
Well, I'll pour Michael a little pot of tea, a little cup of tea.
We'll have little teacups.
We'll be like pinkies up.
Pinkies up. I'm having tea with you guys today.
Oh my goodness! Is Will still here? Will wanted to hear that.
I don't know. I think he went to bed. He's probably like, it's too late for me, man. It's 10 o'clock. He's like, you guys are crazy.
We are.
Yes, yeah, baby. We'll have it.
We'll make sure.
So we'll have to do it at this time. I was gonna say we'll have to make sure we do it at this time so we catch all of our. I always worry about having the stuff at nighttime, the hangouts at nighttime, because it's always too late for the people in Europe. But then hey, then we get to hang out with some of the folks we don't get to hang out with when we do stuff during the day. So
definitely. I'm gonna look up Glastonbury. Where's the book?
Oh, did you lose the book?
The book is gone.
Michelle,
is it Michelle? Michelle's talking about Glastonbury.
Oh yeah, spent a lot of time living in there.
I have been thinking about that.
I was watching a reader the other day, and I don't know anything about England, but I was watching a reader the other day, and I really like him a lot. And he's in the UK, and he just moved from. I think he said he lived in Glastonbury, and then he moved to Brighton, and he's like right on the ocean.
Oh man, this is so. I'm so glad we looked this up because this is so synchronistic.
Yes, of course it is.
Of course it is. Why would it not be? Okay, so Glastonbury Thor, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. Magic flows through my life. And I actually got some information about magic that we could share too. I will heal. I have the power and it is real. Spiritual power takes time to develop and I find the right teachers when I am ready.
Yes.
We should ring our bells.
Perfect.
Let's ring our bells.
I like that. Yeah. Woo, that was a loud one.
So magic flows through my life. So I asked about magic. I asked Takara about magic. And Takara told me that a lot of humans now are receiving the ability to pick up magic, not just the galactic.
Well, people. That's true. And here I did a white magic class with Will because
that's right, you did.
Oh, Donner, the white dragon, channeled through Jim Charles, said we would be beginning, the humans would be beginning to collect the white magic. So this is why Will and I did the white magic class.
And this is why I asked about it.
Oh my God. And Donner is a white dragon.
That's so
my
crazy.
God. I forgot all about that. See?
I can't sit still. I'm sorry. I can't sit still. Marsha. So magic. So I was told that magic is in Gaia. Gaia is the one who holds the magic for Earth. Yes. And in order to access the magic, you store it in your chakras. So you have to ground yourself outside with bare feet, and you have to do a meditation, or you have to ask Gaia to give you some magic. And so what happens is you absorb it through your feet, and it has to fill every single chakra. So you can't get more magic into the next chakra until the bottom chakra.
Correct. Oh my God, Donner said the same thing. Really? Yes.
So I said, how much magic do I have? And I had 7%, I think, but that was only the bottom, because that one's not full. So once that's full, and she's so funny. She goes, "Have you been collecting magic?"
Have you been?
And I said, "Well, I hope so."
Well, but there's an intentional thing though. So, okay, you guys, this is really important. I mean, this is not seriously, this is not something that I take lightly, because that whole white magic thing was very important to me. And it was very symbolic, and it was very, anyway, synchronistic, but it was very powerful. And that stuck with me when that's exactly what she said. It's being stored in Gaia, and you are to actually ask to take in the white magic and store it in your root chakra, bring it up through your feet. And as you begin to acclimate, basically the way they said it is, you're only going to be able to begin to utilize it as you begin to understand how to use its power and not to abuse it. And you will not, it's almost like they said, it's like Gaia won't even give you anymore if there's even an inkling that you are going to misuse this power. That it's like it won't even suck in.
That's exactly what I felt when she was talking to me.
Isn't that weird?
Mm-hmm. So that's good though, because that's all.
Oh, look at all these validations. And then we were guided to do that white magic class, and all of us felt kind of weird about it, because it's so important, and
it's so important, but it's so new, because magic being on Earth, that hasn't happened in such a long time, you know.
Well, and we're afraid to talk about it because it's so and magic and esoteric, and then you talk about spellings and spells, but that's not what white magic is about. It's about pure manifestation of what is the good for the all, of carrying and creating a new man, truly, that carries the ability to, we already can manifest, but to carry that ability to have white magic within you, that you are able to actually manifest, but you are only doing it for the light of good. And that we were told, weren't we, in all of the scripts and all of the stories and all of the, the Harry Potters and all that, but in all seriousness, you guys, that's what these portals do. These 999 portals, these 11 portals, all these hangouts that we do, these galactic gatherings, that's what we're doing. We are bringing in the white magic. We are literally learning how to responsibly be manifestors so that we don't end up like Atlantis.
Well, yeah, not just manifestors, but carriers,
Yes.
I just can't believe. Yes, I can believe it, but I just find this so fascinating. So, I had no idea these two are connected until we started talking. I asked Ramses yesterday, I said, there's a rumor going around that you used black magic. I don't remember. Like my memory of that lifetime, remember I told you I have 2 timeline memories of that lifetime?
Yes.
So I just I don't even really think about that. So I was like, I don't remember anything. And this is what he told me. He said, all rulers, all governments use it at one time or another because they feel that that is the only way to do whatever they feel they have to do. He said, do I regret it? Yes, I regret it because there's always a price to pay. And the way he said it really, I don't know, it just tugged at my heart. Like the price, whatever price he paid for it was just excruciatingly.
Well, it was interesting too, because even Jim, when he was channeling, and I can't remember which one it was, I was just listening to it again the other day, and he said, and it's not really, you can call it any color you want. It's not necessarily white magic. You can call it black magic, you can call it any magic you want. But the difference is because how you will learn to use it, that you will learn that maybe that's the difference between dark and light and white magic is because it's how the intention behind its use.
I think so. I think it's like benefiting the all for the all versus like maybe like a selfish benefiting you or benefiting. I suppose I'm trying to think of it in like ancient Egyptian royalty terms. Like if he would have used it to win a war or something, used it, you know, like his rendition of the Battle of Kadesh versus like their rendition of the Battle of Kadesh, it was kind of a draw, and he's like, no, like we totally went in and kicked some ass. You just don't know, but like that's what people in charge do because they have to set an example. So they have to twist and turn things so people see that they are fully capable of ruling and doing what they need to do to protect the city or to protect the area, you know, and fulfill all the obligations that they need to fulfill. And in ancient Egypt, there's a lot of obligations. Not only were you supposed to be like this ultra powerful pharaoh, but like you had obligations to the gods too, because they were supposed to speak kind of through you. And so the people really had and I can see where that would be a really difficult position to be in. I can see why he's so stern and like, you know, where Michael's all like giggly, like Ramses is like, so yes, this is what happened. And
I was just thinking too how spiders are also like depicted with magic and Halloween, and isn't that funny how the spider's web and I was just scratching because I've got these bites on me, and I'm like, so I'm scratching my leg here, and I'm trying not to be obvious, and I'm like thinking, because I really think this particular is a spider bite. I do, because we have a lot of spiders around here. And I was laughing the other day because I was scratching a spider bite, and I'm thinking, ooh, I wonder now if I have super spidey powers, you know. And I said, oh, my spidey sense. And I'm laughing because we were talking about
creativity powers now.
Yeah, now we'll all have super creative powers. Yeah, there we go.
Exactly. Dave just joined us. So hello, Dave.
Hi.
Dave says,
oh, hey, Dave. That's my buddy.
Oh, okay.
Nice. I know. And I was just going to say, Dave, gosh darn it. I was just going to say, we should probably be getting going because we are pushing 3 hours, you guys. And we did, you know, we always do this. And I feel bad for people.
That they were bored of us. Nobody said you guys are so boring.
Nobody said, yeah, we got to go. Well, they're not going to say that probably. They're probably too kind.
Because they're too kind, because they would never say that we are what's the magic word?
Oh, overzealous?
Overzealous. They would never say that we were overzealous.
They would say they're passionate.
They're passionate. We're the bearers of light. You have to be passionate about that, you know? You have to be passionate about yourself because you are an amazing creature. You are an amazing energy. You have so many things to offer. And once you start seeing all that makes you up, of course you're going to be overzealous or passionate.
Right.
Like, no, you should be. You're all beautiful. You're all magical.
White magic. Here's our white magic. New atashara kila kiso to sopale shano kolea tore ke la kesa sono tore ki ikia soto se seta. So, in all seriousness, what she said about, you know, and actually I've been remiss myself. I have to say, when Takura asked you that question, I kind of felt like she was kind of talking to me right now when you said that, like, oh, are you doing that? You know, because really, it's about intentionally doing that in our meditations. And I too am almost barefoot. I want to say hi and goodbye to Christina from Whispering Teams too, if she had to go. Thanks for sticking with us.
Thanks for.
But being barefoot is big for me. I'm almost, weather permitting, I'm barefoot almost all the time I can be. So, and outside and grounding and, you know, putting my feet on the earth. And it was interesting because that's one of the things that I have been forgetting to do in my own meditations, especially when I'm outside with Gaia. And, you know, and you guys know how much I love being outside. And, but I forget, you know, to intentionally say, I would like to gather my white magic. I would like to gather my white magic from Gaia. And I have been actually connecting with her and grounding and bringing, you know, up and grounding it. And because we've got to remember again, you guys, it's not about going out there. It's about bringing that out there here to earth and grounding it and becoming that knowing you're a multidimensional being and bringing that multidimensionality here. And so storing that white magic, that's exactly what they said. Feel it coming up through your feet, storing in your root chakra, and allowing it to then go up as you are responsible enough, step by step, to be able to utilize it and use it properly.
And that's so important. You have to ask for it. You have to meditate for it, ask for it. It's not just going to happen. It's not something that's just going to randomly happen.
And swan's wings do sound amazing when they're taking off. And it's funny how the swan's wings and the swan became the symbol for the white magic and bringing white magic back. And that symbol was given to me and to Will. And so it was very interesting how this information came through Jim and came through Donner, the white dragon. And then I kind of picked up on it and Will picked up on it. And then he and I started getting information. And then the day I was taking a walk out here and I was asking my guides about it. And I'm like, you know, what about this white magic? And tell me about it. And how am I involved in this? And how do I bring us to the earth? And how do I help people? And all of a sudden I looked down, a white feather. And then I found 3 white feathers. And I'm like, okay, freaky. So this stuff is real. I mean, you know, it's an illusion, but it's real. It's a real illusion.
It's our real illusion. Yeah. Because the now's now, right?
So there's the now's now, and then there's Styx, you know, the group Styx, the grand illusion.
No, see,
and if you guys listen to the words, I mean, it's like, welcome to the grand illusion, you know?
Yep.
It's pretty.
Your card, the pyramid card that you picked back there, kind of reminds me of a Styx cover.
It kind of does, doesn't it?
Something that they would put, that they would make a cover, you know?
And you know what, you guys, I have to say, funny how I brought up Styx, because the group Styx, STYX, of course, everyone knows it's the underground, you know?
Yeah.
But it's funny because where I grew up, that's where I'm from is where they're from. And they played at our roller rink. Before they were even famous.
Before they were famous. That was the first concert that I ever went to that I didn't actually work was Styx.
Really?
Yep.
Isn't that funny?
The second one I ever went to was a Madonna concert that I didn't work. But all the other concerts that I've ever went to.
You worked them? What were you doing?
Anything and everything. It depends. Like,
I mean, how did you get into the concert venue? Oh, that's a whole nother conversation.
How
did you get into the concert venue thing?
I worked at a professional theater.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it was just something like, you know, like Peter, Paul, and Mary are coming today, or like.
I just had a little throat chakra hit, and I had a question for you.
Yeah, I'm here to answer.
So if we have our tea party, would you maybe entertain us a little bit with some piano playing? Would that come over the internet, or would it sound goofy? You know what I mean? How sometimes
we can try it. I would probably need to put the
like a microphone there
away from the piano, because otherwise it would probably be too overpowering.
Oh, like too.
I think.
Yeah.
You know what? I could play a little bit. I'm not the virtuoso that I was, like, you know, a couple lives ago, or even in this life earlier.
You studied under Beethoven, for God's sakes.
I did, and I wrote The Flight of the Bumblebee. What the heck? That's just me being passionate. That's all.
That's just me being passionate. I love us so much.
Oh my God. I could just see them, Wendy. They're like, gosh, those girls are so good, but sometimes I just got to shake my head.
They're just so out there, and I got to go. I got to go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Do any automatic writing tonight?
We haven't even like channeled. We haven't even gotten into any of that even.
No, this has just been great.
But you know what? It's all channeling. Yeah, I know my husband's gonna be like.
So you know what I left mine doing? I was like, I'm gonna go do a live hangout with Wendy. Are you sure you're okay? And he's like, I'm fine. I'm gonna maybe do this last bag of receipts because we have to get the taxes done. So he's been sorting receipts while I'm up here like hanging out with.
So you're just up here having a good time while he's all doing the work and stuff.
That is love right there. That's.
I know. I said the same thing to my husband. I said, so I'm gonna go hang out with Alicia. And, we're gonna start at 6:30, and so I'm like, do you need some dinner, or and he's like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll fix myself a sandwich. I'm like, oh, awesome.
Well, that's love right there.
Bye-bye. I'm like, gotta go.
I
love the E. Yeah, well, he's not interested in any of this light language stuff anyway, but he's totally into ETs and stuff though, totally.
Yeah, and Patrick is too. Like, he doesn't speak, although sometimes, I don't know if he mocks me, like, I'll just randomly start speaking to him, and he'll go, glip, glock, glip, glock, 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 glock.
Well.
And I said, you know what? That's your language coming through.
And I said it to him, too. He said, and I said, see, that's your language. Well, he'll start talking to me, and what was the name of that movie? What was it, The War of the Worlds? Or no, The Day the Earth Stood Still. And the words that the guy says, like, and I don't even remember, he can still repeat them to me, electo something, so I don't even remember. Anyway, he'll say something like that, or he'll make up something from some of the other, like Lost in Space, or oh, he said, do you remember, I have to say this on the air because it's too funny. You remember when we were kids and we would watch the Flintstones, and maybe you don't remember, but they also had a little ET guy called Kazoo.
Really? I don't remember.
Yes. In the Flintstones. So here you've got this cartoon set in the Stone Age. And then I was getting later in the years as the show was progressing. I think they were starting to grip for audience. So they decided to bring in an alien, and his name was Kazoo. And so now this alien would pop in, little tiny guy, smart ass, cute, and he would pop in, and he was all kinds of trouble, but he was cool. And he would, hang out with Fred and Barney, and nobody else knew about him because Betty and Wilma, I don't think, knew about him, and maybe never, maybe not. But of course, the kids could see him, Pebbles and Bam Bam could see him. So, but I remember then there was they went to this like concert, and you can look this up, you guys. I swear you can actually hear the song. So my husband says to me the other day, well, you should name your hangout, hanging out with the way outs.
The way out.
Because the group, when they would sing, was called the way outs, and they were saying, way out, that's where the fun is, way out. That's where the sun is, way out.
Oh my gosh, that's like the perfect 1980s like cartoon song right there.
So here we are, me and Alicia. We're the way outs. We're the way outs.
What's the guy's name? The little alien guy?
Kazoo. I think it was Kazoo. Kazoo.
We're hanging out with Kazoo the way out.
Kazoo. Oh, you gotta move that Beethoven, or you gotta move your camera.
You know what? Pretty soon Michael's gonna be like, just put something over it.
Okay, I have to look now. You have to tell me. I have to look right now. I'm gonna look on my phone. I think he's a Sagittarian, that Beethoven. I'm almost positive.
I don't know. I don't know.
Hang on, I'm gonna Google it. Hang on.
Okay, so while you do that, I'm gonna hold this book up because you just reminded me of this. So my friend, before she had a baby, she wrote this book called "There's No Such Thing as Imaginary Friends," and it's so adorable. So like her team was like, you're going to write this book, No Such Thing as Imaginary Friends, for parents to help understand that the kids are actually seeing, you know, like their friends or their angels or things like that. And so you go through this book and this little boy, he turns out that he's actually seeing an angel. Like that's his imaginary friend. And it's so adorable. It's like this little, you know, it's like made for parents to read to kids, but it's got these pictures.
Yeah.
And you can always tell when the imaginary friend's there because he's always got the little halo around his head.
Oh, that's so awesome. See, I'm trying to find. He was born in November or December. I think it was December 16th. Are you serious? That would be trying to, because that's my husband's birthday. Oh wait, no, it just says December. Okay, I'm trying to find his actual. Where's Wikipedia when you need
December 18th. December 18th is my twin's birthday.
Okay, that's really weird. So that would be really weird.
Ramsey's thing connects to. Yeah, that's crazy.
December 17th, he was born.
What? No way.
That's what. Well, oh no, wait. I'm sorry. It says baptized December 17th.
Oh.
I bet he was born in. Where the heck is his birthday? I didn't want to just talk into Google while I'm on the thing, but you know.
Oh, I would have, because I'm passionate.
Beethoven's birthday. I was right. December 16th.
That's crazy.
So yeah, he was born on December 16th. That's my husband's birthday, and yeah, cool. How about that?
I have this thing because now I have to look this up.
Now they say that most scholars accept December 16th, 1770 as the date of his birth.
December 16th. That's so crazy. So he would have been a Sagittarius.
Yes.
Sagittarius is
depending on whether you go by if you go by just a normal, you know, what are they called? The normal astrology. It's not called normal, but that would be Sagittarius. But if you go by sidereal astrology, it's actually Ophiuchus, that 13th, the 13th sign. Oh, really? Yeah.
Why? Okay, wait. What? Why can't I think of his last name though?
Beethoven. 333, Michelle Kidd. Yeah, 333, girl. Woohoo! Oh my God, are you up at 333 in the morning? No, it can't be that. Is it? No, is it really that late where you are? Oh, good goodness.
What? Wait, what was Beethoven's last name though?
No,
that is his last name.
Ludwig.
Okay, so I have to look up the B's. I gotta look in the B's.
Ludwig. You knew that, Ludwig.
Yeah.
Ludwig.
B-E-B.
It is. Oh my God, it's 3 a.m. in the UK. Michelle, girl, why are you awake?
Okay. So a lot of people think that Beethoven on his deathbed said something like the comedy is over. But according to this book, it says that the wine he requested was slow in coming. So he shouted, too bad, too late. And then it says, another version says that the deaf composer said, I shall hear in heaven. So, and then another one says that he suddenly sat up in bed, shook his fist at God or man, one does not know, and fell dead. So he left us guessing. He left us guessing to the very end.
Well, hey, he's a Sagittarian and I'm a Sagittarian, so it's all about passion.
Oh, passion. Definitely passion. Oh, my gosh.
That's so funny. Gosh. All right, girls. It's 9:35. We should probably wrap this bad boy up. So,
yes.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you so much. And 333, what a perfect time to, wrap all that up. The Trinity, the Trinary, the 999 energy. The Christ consciousness, everything we talked about tonight. So much fun. And you never know what we're ever going to talk about because we don't know.
That's true.
Yeah, but again, one of these days we should start actually taking some questions.
We did ask. We did. We asked.
As far as maybe we should actually try to get some some channeled information, have people ask our guides for information.
Yeah, we did. We got a whole bunch of channeled information from
we did through the cards
ourselves and to Kerr and Michael, and we did a lot of channeling today, actually, just not us physically channeling.
Right. But we did. We covered a lot of ground tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us in our impromptu Galactic Gathering Light Language Lounge.
I like that. I like that. If we could make it to 9:46, it would be 9:9. Wait.
Oh yeah, there we go. Well, yeah, 9:45 would be 9:9.
Oh wait.
Oh wait, so you're talking about added up?
It's 9:9 right now. 6 plus 3 is 9:36. So it's 9:9.
There we go. Oh, and the 9th, the 369 energy.
And
guys.
in Lisbon, it's 3:36.
Woo!
So it's 3:9. This is so perfect.
So yay! Thank you all so much for this.
Thank you.
Amazing co-creation of sacred geometry, oracles, light languages, all of this great experiences and discussions. Thank you, Alicia, for prompting all this today again. So I love how these come together at the last minute, and I just love all you guys who joined us. And for all of you who watch later, remember, this is your now whenever it is for you. And even if you can only watch bits and pieces, thank you. I know this is 3 hours long.
3 hours long. But the now is now. And so whenever now is right for you, it will be the now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you. And any bits and pieces that you picked up tonight, they were just for you. Light language activations. If you have any questions, light language activations. If you guys want a personal reading, personal session, galactic guidance, I do light language activations, really do answer questions from my guides, channeling, oracle card readings, healings, Aquarian fire, just talking like this, anything. And I know Alicia's always out there. We're always, willing to take questions
I do a lot of past life stuff. So
when we can, and check out Alicia once again, check out her Temple Beautiful YouTube channel and Your Temple Beautiful on Etsy. And we can post the link again for her Etsy shop. And I'll try to remember anybody I talked about tonight to include the links, because I always forget. It's like, because you guys really don't watch my videos again. I wish I had time to, but usually if I make a video and I'll watch it to post it, because I want to hear. Because
then I watch it like a million times, but otherwise
I know what to say to title it, but otherwise I really don't watch.
Well, we know that we're going to title this "The Frequency of Dynamic Pharaoh's Booty." No, wait.
I love that. I just love that the frequency.
The frequency of dynamic.
The frequency. What did they say? The frequency of the dynamic, right? Okay,
so of the dynamic.
It's the frequency of dynamic.
Okay, so I did type it
so
right.
Dynamic itself is a frequency. So tonight was about becoming the frequency of dynamic and knowing that it supports our ability to harmonize. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Shine bright, everyone.
Soko shoro ke le sina ke la kotosha ke likia soto koikia sono koikia ko de obolokoya shono koriando yonkayana tesha satela kaloki nikia shoro koya. Go for it, sister.
Dashika ono sudiatana Mubliakia o sukiata na hada bolikiasha wahana shikwa hiakia nati kwa laniata musiatia huapibi ludiasia nanda kuala hana dusikia neta nomia sili kubia hahani kohaliatia takanana niasia wana. Namaste.
Namaste. I love how you do that. I just love it.
And it's probably like saying, shine your pillars bright, but yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. Oh, I love you guys.
Bright.
Thank you so much. And yes, next time we'll throw the link out there. We'll bring you guys in and we'll have all kinds of conversations. We'll have our tea party and we'll just have a bunch of laughs.
The frequency of dynamic tea party.
The frequency of dynamic. I love it.
Oh, Charlene just joined us. We're heading out, but catch it if you can on YouTube. Thank you for joining, and much love to everybody.
Yes, and thanks all for watching the replay and for all your comments, your interactions, your galactic connections. I love you. Thank you. Mahala. Namaste.
Namaste.